Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity, a show about weirdos. With your hosts, John Fahey, Aaron Pita, and Matt Brousseau.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity. It's a show about weirdos, doggone it. My name is Johnboy. I'm your host, John Francis Fahey. Joining me, as ever, is Michelangelo's David Duchovny, the man known as Aaron Joseph Pita.
That's me. That is me.
Yeah.
Correct. And to my right,
My left.
your left, is our very own Splooge McCuck.
Oh, no. I wish that didn't happen.
Yeah, pretty much.
Handsome Matt Brousseau was on the program.
How do you think I got that name?
Diving into a giant vault full of spoim.
In front of some other...
Three young little cucklings.
I mean, how much of it was mine? I was a top donator.
That's right. That's right.
Why'd you get all Kennedy-ish? I don't know how much of that spoim was mine.
I did like the idea, and I jacked off there.
How you boys doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah?
Blip,
Yeah.
blip.
Blub, 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 blub.
How are you?
I'm great, man. I'm really excited because I got some silly shit.
I love silly
Man,
stuff.
you're a silly guy.
I got silly shit.
Matt, you're wearing a Starburns Industry shirt. Why the hell are you doing that?
What's up with that?
Hey, it's comfortable. It's the only one I have that's teal.
A little too comfortable.
Yeah.
Good guys.
No, we're on Libsyn
Real good
now.
guys.
Good guys.
Solid
It's not a
dudes.
network. It's just a hosting platform. We're on Libsyn.
It's a distant memory.
Yeah.
Is what it is. Fellas, what I want to do here, Aaron,
What do you think? What do I?
is just share some minor stories with you. But the very first thing I would like to do is
Here we go.
is to share something going on currently.
In the world?
Yeah. It's a man at large.
It was not a minor story.
Well, no, this will be a brief one, but I mean,
He's large, though.
well,
He's a grown man.
he casts a
Large shadow.
yes, quite a bit.
Is he a building? Is this 21 questions?
No.
Animal, vegetable.
Is he a building? Yeah, he identifies as a building.
He casts a large shadow. I don't know.
Guys, check us out on Patreon. Extra episode, $5 a month. Want to say hi to the new patrons: Connor Ferguson, Christopher Irvine, Alex Nips, $10 piss connoisseur.
Wow,
my
can you
God.
imagine starting off by paying?
I know. Well, some people
I
sign.
mean, who are these people?
Yeah. We're not shaming anybody. This week. Welcome Jordan March and Colin Giebel as well.
Hello.
as Stephanie Connors. Welcome aboard.
Oh, I want to give a shout out to an old mentor of mine who started listening to the show. One young Brian Spratt.
Oh, very nice.
Spratt?
He was a good fellow. He's a good fellow.
Good
mentor. It was a manager, vice president of sales of mine back in the day.
Oh,
He was
very
always-
nice. Back in the boiler room days.
In the boiler room days.
when you were screaming at old ladies on the phone.
Oh, yeah. Changing up
You're
the
gonna-
accent depending on which part of the country I was calling.
hello there.
Fucking
Do you
6
like
in the morning.
pills?
Yeah.
He was a champion of young Aaron Pita, and he gave me some great advice.
Do you not
He's a
get
good man.
hard?
Yeah.
I wasn't selling dick pills then.
I mean, any pill. I mean, if you could give me, I'd buy
Yes.
any pill if
You were selling.
Look at me now, buddy.
Yeah.
Look at me now.
I want to say hi. A buddy of mine just subscribed to the Patreon and paid up and got his sticker and pin in the mail. Javon Richardson, a guy I worked with at FedEx 20 years ago.
Wow.
So another mentor.
Yeah.
He
Before
was.
they were FedEx King Coast, baby.
That's it. Yeah.
Wow.
It was before. But super cool. Also, we have to say, to Coop and Steven getting married.
Hey.
Our friends at Graveyard Shift are making them koozies for the
Oh, hell yeah.
ceremony.
Wonderful news.
Pretty cool.
I heard, it says they're funny on the koozies.
That's right. Yeah, I think that was because I think that's from our shout out to them.
Holy shit.
Cool, man.
It's pretty cool.
I should have put it in quotes then.
I think it was in quotes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, then I don't have any shot.
Yeah. What do you want to do? Make a bunch of, you want to give them a bunch of shit?
Yes.
So, our friend Richard Park, birthday yesterday. Happy birthday, Richard.
Good
Just
man.
an absolute maniac. Beautiful boy.
His favorite segment ever on Profiles is the last segment of the live show that I did. Do you remember what that was about?
Fuck. No, I just remember what I did.
Yeah, because you had
Same,
Cocaine
same.
Bear stuff.
Yeah, so it was the second part of the Cocaine
Yeah,
Bear stuff
yeah.
we did at the Hollywood Hotel, their stage area.
Yeah.
Well,
the middle of the room.
Yeah.
Yeah, Matt, you had Stevie Wonder.
No, he was Harry Nielsen, John Lennon's.
Harry
John
Nielsen.
Lennon.
That's right.
His lost
But
summer
Stevie Wonder
last weekend.
features in it.
He does.
That I remember.
They did do coke with him.
Yeah.
Yeah. They had to like position his head.
Yeah, he almost drowned.
Like, yeah, it's Coke, Stevie.
My God. Well, I did a guy that had defrauded a lot of people with his syrupy spoims.
Yes, that's right.
And
That's why the splooge McCuck is such a relevant.
that guy said he was, a genius and in Mensa and all that stuff, and he was just a janitor that doesn't know anything.
I mean, Good Will Hunting, same idea.
But so Richard came across a story, which is not quite the same, but we're in the same ballpark, about a guy in the Netherlands who was blacklisted from donating sperm
Oh, God.
because he had donated to too many places too many times.
That he's in danger of sussing up the spoim pool.
Yeah, there's not that many people
that
and
need it.
yeah, well, but there's not that many people in the country.
Right. So
So, like-
down the road, his children would be having sex with each other.
Yeah. Which, I mean, based on what I know from porn, is pretty hot.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's
Maybe that's why, because it was probably like 20 years ago.
Yeah, you're right.
Now all these people have like incest on the brain.
Yeah. Oh, it's really eating them alive.
Oh.
The
this-
dryers are so much smaller, too.
I think this guy he got written up pretty well in the New York Times a couple years ago.
Failing New York Times.
Yes, still.
Still, it's been failing for decades.
And so this guy, his name is Jacob Meyer.
Jacob Meyer?
Yep, and he's in.
I think of Jacoby and Myers.
Yeah.
And she was like, "Yeah, this guy seems cool and just nice, and he was a musician, and they arranged to meet in The Hague to give the sperm, because you get matched with your donor directly over this website.
Okay, and they met at The Hague?
Well,
Like a subway station.
he had
around The Hague.
other business.
Okay.
Well, it's like let's meet in public because this is kind of weird. You know what I mean?
Did he have like an igloo cooler?
I don't know.
He had a trench coat and he opened it up and there's just files and
I think he probably has to keep it at like ball temperature or something.
No, I think you have to keep it on
you
ice.
do have to keep it on ice, John.
So he got
And honestly, that's the best way to drink it.
he gets about $200. Yeah. And it was going to be this woman's her first child, and he said it was going to be his 8th. And
That he knows
Eighth
of.
today.
Yeah.
right. So then people will want the same guy's sperm for a sibling.
So, is this the one that's currently at large?
Yes.
I think there is this whole underground off books network of sperm donators.
Yeah.
And this may be related to what you're talking about.
And is that because it's expensive to go through, some actual sperm bank?
Well, the thing is
part
that
of it.
you can do but then like if you can only do it so much with one sperm bank, right?
Sure.
Because then they go like, all right, well now.
Yeah, no, I fulfilled my donation obligations.
You got pink slipped.
Well, it was more of a white slip, but yeah.
Right, yeah.
Well, it went in a pink slip.
Yeah.
But the other sperm banks, like, they don't talk to each other. Mm-hmm. So, like, it creates this thing where then the guy just moves on to the next one.
Oh, it's like 9/11, FBI,
Yeah.
CIA.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like 9/11.
I've come.
Yeah. Yeah.
Honestly, that's what I was thinking too.
Okay,
And then, okay, good. Yeah, the CIA. Yeah.
They couldn't.
They need to create a Homeland Sperm Department. That's what needs to happen. Yeah.
Homeland suck currency.
What?
Huh?
But so, so the fertility clinics and everything, they're not talking to each other. And then there's also the online setups. And then, it's the Netherlands, right? So Germany's not that far away. You can be running all over the place and on all, like, going to all these.
You hop on a fucking train and you go to the next jurisdiction and start splooging into it too.
I mean, that's a tale old as time. Everybody used to do that.
yeah. Genghis Khan, heard of him?
Yeah.
So the idea is,
Town to town, sailors, port
in
to
the
port.
Netherlands, there's only 17 million people. So that's just not that many. So there's more of a chance of these kids meeting and having
Sexual intercourse.
and having kids of their own that would have hereditary defects. There's also supposed to be some looking out on behalf of the children because you don't want them to have some psychological ramifications of finding out that they have 400 siblings.
Right.
Yes, or some crazy father who's like a maniac.
A lot of them are like figuring it out, and they get on and like they have these growing Facebook groups.
And
And I'm sure if they do 23andMe and they go, you have 14 million new relatives.
yeah,
that
your
just
whole
joined.
neighborhood is here. And I imagine that they find each other pretty attractive.
Yes, well, it's a known phenomenon.
Yes.
So yeah, it's just a poorly managed system, and but I guess I don't know. I've heard of some doctors at clinics where they're like, if treatment with some donor doesn't work, then the doctor starts throwing his own batch in.
Yeah.
I don't know if these guys are like getting off on like
Yes.
yeah, because it's not paying enough, right? Well, maybe it is. I don't know.
I mean, I think a lot of it is first. It's not about the money for these guys that are doing this.
Can't be, right? Just like
It's about being a guy and being sick.
It's love of the game.
Yeah. Domination. Being the lamentations of the women.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
and in the States there's far less.
Yeah.
But here we have way more people, so it's a little different.
Yeah. Barely.
Yeah. So yeah, then the Cryos International, like they're I think headquartered in Denmark, but they ship to like countries all over the world. So that guy can just keep giving and giving and giving to them, right?
Very giving.
Yeah, he loves it.
But I guess
it's a whole year of giving for him.
But they're trying to change like the laws around this whole thing, basically just because of this one guy, because there's like hundreds of his kids out there or whatever.
Yeah, I don't even think he's not that old. I think
Oh, he's 41.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Oof. Man, he made the most of it.
Yeah, they said one guy that one of the doctors, Jan Carbat.
I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Jan Carbat?
yeah.
Yeah, Terry Sawchuk.
Yeah.
John Carbat.
He had
Drill Bit Taylor.
he had fathered for 68.
Boy.
Another guy did 200.
Yeah, but there's also like dudes in like Indonesia and Africa that have like 200 kids over the course of 3 generations.
Yeah. And there's no secret bus meetings.
No, it's just subjugation
So there's
of women.
Yeah.
There's this one guy. His name is Ivo Van Halen. We have a Ivo listener in the Netherlands.
This guy's name is Ivo Van Halen.
Yeah,
Cool.
Van Halen.
and he's 36, and he found out he's connected with 42 of his half siblings. And he goes, it's been a shock. But he's like, we now have 70 known children, and we're getting new matches every month. And he's like, some of his half siblings have encountered each other multiple times on Tinder.
Oh, God.
One half brother, Jordy, who lives in The Hague, matched online with 4 half sisters. Once I swiped on his sister, and she swiped right on me at the same time.
Yeah, their Match.com is completely different.
So they keep a list to avoid going on dates with each other.
Smart. That's smart.
And the guy said he goes, the one guy says, I have a very trained eye by now.
Oh, I can see my dad's chin or whatever.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
my
it takes
mom.
everything in my willpower to not swipe right.
Yeah. You wonder if it's just like when they're around each other, or if it is just seeing them, where like the chat, because like men are more about the visual,
Certainly.
and women are more about an in-person sort of like a lot more scent based and stuff. But I wonder if all of that plays roles in with the sibling horniness.
You think they get together and they all just like look at each other like before the shootout at an OK crowd?
yeah.
Are we gonna do this or cooler heads gonna prevail right now? 'Cause
Yeah.
this could go either
That
way.
Facebook
honestly.
group is only going one place.
Yeah.
And it's a big old
hell
reunion.
The bedroom. The Marriott.
Damn it.
So the gay. What about
What,
the
the gays?
Because
just like the gays?
I was just like the gays.
They
It's
can't
just like-
have kids, So
Oh yeah. Well, that's a great point. Well, it depends on how many of those folks end up being gay.
yeah.
Of the related family, of the family members. Let's say you got a couple of half brothers there.
Right.
No harm in not harming a gosh darn soul
No.
if they decide to butt fuck each
Yeah.
other. Or suck each other's cock.
I'm on board with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're only half brothers.
Yeah.
And
Let's become a full brother.
together,
Yeah.
like station.
Station. Yeah, like station.
Yeah.
I was thinking, what's
Station.
that like machine that's built from the other machines that fights people?
Machine? Oh, you mean like Voltron?
Voltron, that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or you could be talking about a von Neumann machine, which is
Oh,
a
okay.
machine that builds other machines.
Oh, that's good too.
You're
Yeah.
talking about Bruticus too from the Transformers. Bunch of other
What
Transformers.
about Jadakiss?
That should be a Transformer. Jadakiss.
I'm Jadakiss.
But yeah, so this guy is, they're trying to censure this guy, and they're trying to take away his rights, and
They're trying to tread on him.
yeah. They're treading all over him, and then they're trying to tread on the rights of his kids to not fuck each other. And all I'm saying is, I'm on the side of the nutter. You know what I mean?
And the nutties.
And the nutties.
Nice, yeah.
And the nutty buddies, the little ones,
Yeah.
running around.
I think, they should all be at least armed with the information that they,
They should all be uploaded to the cloud.
yeah.
Oh God, yeah.
So, Matt, you
They should upload that guy's sperm to the cloud so we can keep getting it later.
right. And we can also cross check
Yeah.
down the road because I did 23andMe a number of years ago, and I don't fucking have any desire to meet any but I'll get a notification from the app 15 new family members have joined in the past 6 months, whatever it is.
One's a serial killer. Yeah.
And they they'll- one. I don't think you know my family very well. But then it shows you on the tree where they're at, relatively, and I don't. Some have messaged me. I don't fucking check that. I have no desire to meet these people.
No.
I was just curious,
Sure.
what's my makeup?
Yeah.
And-
You wanted to see, but how much Africa.
I was hoping to date. I did want to see how much African I had. But these people, they just cross-referencing their 23andMe with their Tinder matches must be like. Just
You gotta do
a
it.
solar eclipse of a Venn diagram.
Yeah,
oh, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This guy's just spoiling Tinder for a lot of people.
but every
or making it.
Or fucking nailing it.
Yeah.
yeah, I guess every country and and here every state has a different rule, right?
Probably,
and
yeah.
I guess depending on whatever company you use and
Oh, I think
whatever-
it's even less regulated here. It's there's something and I said they're not talking to each other. And
no, it's not on the books, but Matt, you could probably speak with more intelligence to this, but your whatever when you donate, there's yes, I do want to be contacted, or no, I don't want
Right.
to, and
Yes.
could you tell us a little bit more about that?
So you get two options. One, that you're required to contact, or two, you aren't. You make more money if you say you will reply when they send you things. I was in a place where I was like, I'm living in a fake consignment shop that's a front for an illegal hostel. I'm sleeping in a bunk bed.
Yes, I want to be contacted.
Yeah, I don't want to be contacted. But now I'm at a place, if they ever do find a way to get in touch with me, I'll be like, yeah, I'm the reason why you are horny all the time.
father.
Yeah.
How many kids would you have by now?
Well, last time I talked to them, when they asked me if I wanted to sign the paperwork to be legal in Canada, they said at least 5.
At least 5 in Canada?
At least 5 in the U.S. But they're not. The families aren't required to say if it worked.
Yeah, they don't have to ever, and they don't have to tell the kid that they're a product of,
Right.
A medical glory hole.
So at least
God damn
5
it.
kids were told,
What?
or at least 5 families told the cryobank that it worked.
Yeah.
But there was
Whether or not
many
they told
more.
the child, or whether
Yeah,
or not
or-
the child is of the mental capacity to even understand
Yeah.
such a thing.
And so it could be 10 now, but it could have been already 15.
Yeah.
I mean, because they have 75 donations, a lot of spoim.
And with the amount of mass shootings in this country, who's to say how many of them are even alive?
Yeah, there's that too.
God
yeah.
damn it.
What?
Well, in Canada they're safe.
Yeah, that's right. That's why they wanted to be. They said,
they got troubled by a moose in Canada.
but they said, do you want to make sure your kids live? We'll make
Well,
them legal
what's
in Canada.
happening with this guy right now is he's got 550 at least.
Yeah, for sure.
550 at least.
Look, it's not it's not a record. It's not a competition.
Well, no, it
No,
is.
no.
Mine are
Are you
smarter.
threatened, Matt? Are you threatened by
Yes.
this man's sheer quantity?
Yeah, he's winning, and it's a thing where he's like they're now like, oh, you need to go and destroy all of his sperm.
They can see
Destroy
like
it?
he's
Destroy
He's the Terminator.
Yeah.
It's Hydra.
Yeah.
You shut down one test tube and 2 more pop up in its place.
Yeah.
Because he jacks off after he does a job.
So it's a true whack-a-mole.
It's a real whack-a-mole.
Him and his lawyer come out and they're like, the authorities are threatening to commit spermicide, and and so, but he, but unless
We're not gonna tuck our tails and run,
But we
swim.
will come.
but
Skynut.
they still will, they still will keep it. Very good, very good, very good. Skynut.
It cannot be reasoned with.
Sludgeman Day. Listen.
Sludgeman Day. Genesis.
Oh my God. It's inevitable. It's
Inevitable.
And edible.
you think they're still going to keep enough of his, if anybody wants siblings, for the people that have already had his kids, which is kind of still putting extra feathers in his cap, which is kind of fucked up.
Calling him macaroni.
Yeah, wait, no, if they can stop him from donating, why can't they say, like, sorry, you can't have another child that looks like this?
Because it's not their fault that they got this, fucking serial jizzers not the first time. But I mean, what you're talking about is him going to
Clinic to clinic.
to clinic. This may or may not be the same person I've read about, but there's a small community of men. I think they mainly run through Facebook and Instagram, where they are doing it straight up guerrilla style.
Oh yeah.
Where they're just like, hey, here are recent pictures of me.
Mm-hmm.
Here is who I am. Here's what I do.
Bad idea.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's very bad, but
Yeah.
it is. You mentioned the cost and some of the red tape involved in it. That some couples are just desperate, or willing to play fast and loose.
Also, I think
they do these just back alley deals, or in the Hague deals of just here's an igloo of cum on ice.
One guy was like known as like the Target guy. He would always have people meet at Target.
That's
It
cool.
was
Boys section?
They have a lot of stuff to buy.
They do have a lot of stuff, and the only thing they don't have
it was just because there's a lot of people around. That was it.
yeah.
I also imagine that, especially in some states in America, there's probably laws in place
Preventing gay people.
Well, especially that, but there's some religious, fundamentalist legislatures probably have laws against in vitro fertilization,
or
they make it hard to start companies.
Or for gay couples to do that IVF on their own.
So they have to go through Facebook.
Yeah.
If you're in Missouri, I'm guessing it's probably harder than
Oh,
California.
true. Yeah. Anyway, that's just a little rascal that's running around out there. I thought you guys would get a kick out
One
of
of
him.
many.
God is good.
Right?
God is good.
God is gay.
God is good.
And is gay.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, listen. I'm gonna do the first of several treats.
Oh, I love it.
I mean, I'm full of just the most recent donation. Yep.
There's a run on the bank.
Oh God. Go give him hell, Jesse.
I'm gonna say about a bunch of maniacs. I think they're all Irish.
10,000 Maniacs? Natalie Merchant?
Oh, she's back. I just read a very good
Really?
article about
I
her.
love her.
Yeah. Oh my God, her voice is incredible.
Incredible and just a wonderful and beautiful woman inside and out.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Yeah.
He just doesn't get it.
10,000 Maniacs. Great name. One of the best names of all time.
Yeah.
But so these are a bunch of characters that I got from this book, that I got from the Hyena Gallery, which again, if you want some weird shit, go to the Hyena Gallery.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Go to the online store. It's amazing. And the prices are so reasonable. It's crazy. You know what he's selling right now? And it could be gone already.
Vials of
Sperm.
cum?
No. Although I wouldn't be surprised. It's
I'm crazy.
I'm slashing sales on Cerebe's spoils. It's the son of the lobster boy took a bunch of erotic photos with a girl.
Yes.
No.
Yes. No. We this did come up.
Did it?
I think on maybe
The son of Lobster Boy took erotic photos?
Yeah.
And he's got the same lobstery disposition.
Sweet buttery,
Well, hopefully not
sweet
the
buttery flesh.
Yeah. And so he's there with some girl that has like a bunch of piercings and stuff, and they're up to something.
No, god damn it.
I think it's really cool. It's porno, Aaron.
Well, that part is cool. And just knowing that his dad
you didn't like porn. That guy was right, man.
Fuck.
Yeah.
You got me.
What? You just can't go around with those little pinchers and just see what's.
Well, I do love a pincer movement.
Yes, it's a very good. Yeah, thank you.
So I guess I should withdraw my previous judgmental statement.
Yeah.
I was just
draw some butter instead.
I guess I was just kind of like having some overlap of my feelings of the Lobster Boy and being a real piece of shit.
Yeah,
he violent, terrible.
And I hope maybe his offspring is less of a piece of shit.
Yes, I think he's there, probably having a lovely, consensual, good time and artistic,
tastefully artistic and erotic photo shoot.
But yeah, so if I know some of you sickos out there are into that, so check out Hyena Gallery. It's a real good time. But, I found two guys in this wonderful little book.
Couple good guys.
In this tome, and they have the same exact name.
No.
Which is very interesting.
John Jacob Jingleheimer Smith.
No, they're two Irish lads.
Is that a sperm story?
That's my name. It's my dad.
That's my dad.
So this guy, he was...
What's the book, John?
Oh, it's American Eccentrics by Carl Safakis, where also the Ketchum Brothers that Matt did came from a long time ago.
The dumbest out.
They have
and the second dumbest.
That's right.
And I don't know if it's Safakis too that does the other book, but I also have again from Hyena Gallery the British Eccentrics book.
Oh, okay.
Which I should probably give to you to mine because I'm fucking deep in this thing.
Oh yeah, and plus I understand English.
Right. Well, John
understands American.
I do. Well. This guy's name is John Curran.
Curran, right? Curran.
Yes.
Street, one of the streets I grew up on, Curran Street.
Curran
in Echo Park.
Oh, okay. Was it nice?
No. No, we're safe.
Is it now?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
This gentleman was known as a jail groupie.
Oh.
Which is not to say he was like...
Not a punk.
No, not a punk.
A jail groupie.
Yes, and now this would be the late 1800s, so... And it was a kind of person that would... They were just drawn to the scene.
Of jail?
Yeah, the incarceration scene.
Oh, okay, yeah, so like music groupie. That.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?
Hey,
what are you guys doing? Can I get past the bouncer?
You guys need me to move any equipment?
So, the main... it would be... I guess the Manhattan... prison at the time was called the Tombs.
Yes.
Oh god.
And that was because it was supposed to resemble Egyptian tombs.
Cool. What a great place to be incarcerated.
Yeah. And it was torn down and rebuilt a few times. And it's like now it's still that same place. It's like Manhattan Correctional Center or whatever.
Cool.
And so this guy he was chilling around there in the early 70s, 1870s, and.
What? Two totally different images just flashed.
Yeah, no, he was not there like in disco time,
chopping it up.
Yeah, he's like, I love Bowie.
It doesn't look like Studio 54.
And so
like 54.
The thing is that like they said the Tombs was like pretty easy to get into, but
hard to get out
of. So he would get in there,
really,
and he'd be like kind of like giving people like fucking tours around, and he would be doing favors for like prisoners and the correctional facility staff, and like, and he was an older guy, and he would tell a lot of lies as he showed people around.
Yeah, this place was built by the pharaohs.
Yeah, it's. What you're smelling is Egypt.
And so you make up all these like kind of ghost stories about the place and shit, and you'd be taking people around. And one time you saw this, this fucking priest going by, and he's like, "Yeah, that guy threw his mom out a third-story window." And it's like, meanwhile, he's just a priest going like to,
it's just somewhere in the frock. I don't get it, man. Anyways, moving on. This guy killed a kid.
And so he was making money doing this, and
He's giving fake unauthorized tours of the tombs.
Yeah, he's getting paid for this, and then he would come by with some fucking whack ass lumber, and he'd be like, "Oh, this is the gallows," and
with just some lumber,
just some
timber.
Yeah.
They're constantly building it, rebuilding it, and
you never know,
selling it to people, and they're buying it up, and he
say that you'll die here,
and he was. the thing is that like prisoners on death row really liked him.
I wonder if there's ever a study of like, what do they like?
And
do you think they like everything?
It's just that like he had no reason to be there, and they were just like, and he's nice to us, and he's talking like, and they started thinking like he could actually save them.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Which, he's a good liar.
Well, you know, it's like, is it bad to give them, you know, hope? I don't know, but he was. Some
say it's the best of things.
He would kind of, you know, give them some sort of pendants and stuff like that are supposed to like keep away the gods of murder, execution, and if somebody would get their sentence commuted, you know.
Oh yeah, so
then he was like, then it was like, oh, he's the fucking real deal. And then if somebody, you know, got executed, he would kind of like. He would really get upset, almost as if the prison was like taking him down a peg.
Yeah, you're fucking up my rep.
Yeah, and he would disappear for a few days, and then he would come back with a bunch of old clothes and say it was the clothes of the guy that died, and then he'd start selling those.
Yes. Oh my God.
Yes.
So fucked up.
Yeah. So you see, these are the pants he shit himself in when he died.
You can smell it.
Yeah.
Like, there's something here too.
You can smell his last meal. Smell.
You got soup.
So then some like new warden had come in and they tried to ban him, and
they tried to ban the guy who's a.
There's no reason to be there. He's just making money.
Like, they just had an open door policy.
Yeah. The policy is the door's open.
One way.
And he would always sneak in, and he has a relationship with journalists then too. He's like, these guys, they always had like a character.
Yeah.
And they would always find the press.
Yeah.
You know?
Because they had those big fucking cards sticking out of it.
Yeah, that's right.
Press.
Mm-hmm. Sure, word gets around.
And so there was a bunch of people that were going like, this is how they used to deal with these guys back then. They would go like, what? Okay, what's going to happen to him if we don't let him do his thing? And they're like, then we'll have to pay for him to go to a home because he's nuts.
Right.
Then we're footing the bill.
Right.
Well,
and then we don't want him to commit a crime because then we got to fucking house him.
No, but then I think that's preferable.
I guess.
Then they can
keep
stop him.
Keep him under control. But then you just start selling other shit to the prisoners.
And so then, it was basically like they tore it down to rebuild it again in '97, and he just kind of
18
disappeared.
Yeah.
Well, some say he's still in there.
Yeah.
But it's just like, it's kind of like, it has like the morgue rat vibe, where it's like the jail groupie.
Yeah, morgue rat. Yeah.
What the fuck are you doing there?
Yeah.
And it's like, well, one of the things, like I said, sold at the time was just, this is a savage place.
Yeah. Check this out. Check out.
It's called the Tombs.
Yeah.
And, it's like half open, apparently. You can lead tours around. These guys can't get out, but this guy can get in, no problem.
Check this out.
Hey, what are you guys doing? You want to go see some people in jail?
And then everybody's just like, yeah, just let him do his thing.
He ain't hurt nobody.
I just like that he's like telling all these like, hey, these are the guys that are gonna get killed over there. So over by the pile of boards over there.
Right.
Don't make direct eye contact.
Watch out. They're killers. Stone cold killers.
They'll throw their poop at you.
Here's a pendant.
So that's John Curran, right?
Okay.
Now the other John Curran, he was known as One Lung.
One Lung.
Yeah.
Well, how come, John?
Because of his deep diving ability?
He was presumably he had one lung.
This is a current affair.
But he was also, it's the late 1800s to early 1900s time, and we are still in New York. And he was a member of the Gophers.
The Gophers.
That like neighborhood gang?
5 points. Like that whole gangs in New York.
Dead Rabbit. What was the other ones? The Rabbit Head.
Yeah, the Gophers were called that because like they did like
cum blasters.
They did all their meetings in like basements and stuff. So the idea was like they went out
golf courses.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
Yeah. And,
big teeth.
They ran some prostitution. It was all Hell's Kitchen.
Nice.
And yeah, man, fucking God, Hell's Kitchen, quite a scene.
And to this very day.
You think the food was good?
I don't think to this very day at all.
I mean, they got fucking daredevils and kingpins running around.
They probably have an M&M shop.
But this guy, he would take over this gang called the Gophers, and he was known as a gentleman with the ladies.
Well, I mean, they run prostitution. He has to be, you know.
And he was maybe the most like poetic like criminal that ever lived. And he also was like,
is it a low bar or a high bar? I'm not sure.
well, you're gonna be able to judge, man.
Okay, thank you.
Marquis de Sades rolling over in his grave.
I don't know where his tomb.
And he was obsessed with hating the police. Like
as many a poet criminal is.
Yeah, it's not unrelatable.
So I think it was like tuberculosis was what fucked him up and caused the one lung and so he was a tough guy in Hell's Kitchen, and he was between 7th and 11th Avenues and from 14th to 42nd Streets, and the newspapers at the time said they did not have the violence or brute power of the Gophers, which meant the cops don't go there.
Yeah, right. Yeah, we can't fuck with these guys.
And
that was right under her noses.
Like they were like he was like pathological in hatred of the police. One time he was with a woman, and he was she was cold. She was saying the breeze off the Hudson was too much, and he was like, "Oh yeah, that won't do." So he finds a cop.
These fucking cops, man.
Yeah.
Cold around.
Yeah.
Finds a cop nearby, takes and just beats the living fucking shit out of him. Okay. And he steals his jacket.
Give me that shit.
And he gives it to her. And she was a very talented seamstress. And so she took it home and she made it like this form-fitting thing. Ooh. And then all of the other Gophers started going out and beating up cops and taking their jackets to get them for their girlfriends.
Ah, wow.
And so it was like, and then,
They're called gopher pelts.
And then the guys would take it and the seamstress would still fit it for them. And so then like the outfit of the Gophers was stolen cop uniforms.
They just look like better dressed cops.
Yeah.
I mean, these
the
guys,
Blues Brothers.
These guys, like all these girls are like, everybody's got like this badass fashion.
Yeah.
The cops won't go there, and everybody fucking looks great.
Yeah.
It's a real nice
Except
time.
the cops.
Yeah.
No,
It's easy to pick them out.
And so
Guys,
There's a gopher who just hasn't had his suit fitted yet.
Yeah,
and he's like, guys, I'm not a cop. I just haven't had my fitting yet.
there was other ones around at this time, the East Side Gang, and there was the Five Pointers, and I think the Five Pointers is like I think we've talked about it in other organized crime ones where it's that's where Lucky Luciano and those guys would have come from and stuff. But this obviously Hell's Kitchen, very Irish gang, so he would recite poetry that he wrote to the gang, right?
That's sweet.
You read us a stanza.
So when he was
you've read The Outsider.
when he was in the tuberculosis ward in Bellevue Hospital, a rival gang that they had frequent conflict with, they were in the Village. They were called the Hudson Dusters. Okay, and
So the sweeping they did?
yeah.
Or maybe the jackets. That they,
Oh, yeah, gotta be the jackets.
Yeah, they were probably
jackets.
It's all jackets.
They were probably just snorting dust.
Yeah. They like to get wet.
I got this keyboard cleaner in the 18th.
Big keyboards back then.
But so he's fucked up with tuberculosis. He's in the hospital, and the Hudson Dusters fuck up this cop named Dennis Sullivan, and Dennis Sullivan had a rep for fucking with the gang guys. And
fucking around with or fucking up?
Fucking them up.
Okay, got it.
And so they beat him and stomped on his face. They fucked him up really, really bad. And he was hospitalized for several weeks. He almost died.
Plus they gave him tuberculosis.
Yeah, they're like, all right, you're in this.
No, but one lung was in tuberculosis ward, and news came to him about it. And he sat up and he wrote this poem. And even though it was the giving honor to the other gang, this poem would go on to be printed by the other gang and create peace between the Gophers.
Because at least they both hate the cops.
Because it was such a good poem. This is how it went. And you can hear the Irish here so much. And then when he says Denny, he means Dennis Sullivan, the cop. Says Denny, here's me only chance to gain myself a name. I'll clean up the Hudson Dusters and reach the Hall of Fame. He lost his stick and cannon, and his shield they took away. It was then that he remembered, every dog has got his day. Safakis goes on here. One Lung's masterpiece went on for a half dozen more verses describing the assault in loving detail.
Then there's also the part where he says, there was a man from Nantucket.
Yeah. So it creates this new era of peace between the two gangs. And
first we climbed the ladder, every last rung.
It's just,
and then we jumped off the top and shattered his fucking lungs.
so it's just like Bono with the Irish peace accords.
It's the very same. Yeah.
Minus cool glasses.
Except this happened. And so the Dusters printed up his poem on this parchment paper, and they gave it out to all the saloons that would hang it up.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, can you imagine? And then they also
it's like 7 pages long too. It's just
they gave it to
they can't read.
They made sure it reached the cops at Sullivan's home precinct, as well as getting a copy to Sullivan himself in the hospital.
Oh God, his eyes are swollen shut. He had a nurse read it to him.
Oh yeah.
And then it goes on to mention the testicular crushing, the smithereening of.
And so he was just a nightmare until tuberculosis finally took him, and still the poems stayed around, and the heavies on the streets of New York would sing it all. Fucking
call and response.
Recite it all the time.
Oh yeah. Hey, before we smash this cop's face in, is there anything you want to say?
John Curran, one lung. 2 John Currans.
2 John Currans and
but I mean, oh my God, stealing the cops' jackets.
Give me that.
So goddamn funny. And like,
let me show you how to wear this.
Yeah.
You fucking asshole.
It was supposed to be between 2 cops that came up with Hell's Kitchen, where like one rookie said it's hell, and the older cop said,
"Nah, man, it's voice."
Yeah, it's Hell's Kitchen. Yeah. Let's take a quick break, and we'll come back with another shorty for you fellas.
Oh boy.
Be right back. And we're back. Now I got another Irish lout for you.
Oh God, it must be Irish month.
It just so happens that a lot of people around this time were Irish crazy people.
Yes, they certainly were.
Now, our last guy, one lung.
John Curran,
one lung Curran. He was, basically started NWA as far as I'm concerned. Anti-cop rhymes.
I do not like the police.
This guy was named One-Eyed. One-Eyed Connelly. James One-Eyed Connelly.
Oh, Jimmy One-Eye.
TLC, yeah.
And he was
left eye.
He was a boxer, and he lost his eye doing that.
God, bare knuckle, eh?
Yeah.
The bare knuckle. My accents are off tonight, sorry.
And so he said, I'm going to take me other eye to see the world.
Oh, that's nice.
Hey.
Which is a little treat for himself.
Yeah.
Hey.
And so he said, he would tell people that he saw every heavyweight championship fight since 1897, except for 3 he didn't give a fuck about.
That's very convenient.
But all without paying. Because he said, sports owes me on account of the eye.
Yeah. He should get half price for every match, really.
He went all over the United States, Australia, and Europe on these missions to what they call gate crashing.
Mm-hmm.
And he said to his friends in New York he's going to go to Carson City, Nevada to witness the championship fight between Bob Fitzsimmons and Gentleman Jim Corbett. And
Gentleman Jim.
Yeah, he was a big one.
And his friends are like, you don't even got a fucking eye, dude. You know what I mean? They're like, fuck you.
But he's like, I do have an eye.
Yeah, he's got
sports.
And he was broke. And so he bets all these guys in New York that he can get in. Right? These New York bar bets. And he rides the freight cars all the way to Nevada.
Yeah.
And then he goes up to the promoter of the fight, whose name is Dan Stewart.
Stuart.
And he says,
vowels.
he's like, I was just in a bar. And he goes, there's a couple of heavies, and they're going to kill the ref, George Seiler. No. If it, the fight doesn't go the way their bets are. And he said they're gonna kill him from the side of the ring. And so this guy goes, he's like, can you tell me who they are? And he's like, not by name. He's like, I know their faces.
Brilliant.
Give me one good eye.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's my face's eye.
He's like, if I see them again. So they sit him like fucking ringside.
Oh, brilliant.
Right?
Keep an eye out.
Yeah.
How do you think I got this way? The last fight, I kept an eye out and never got it back.
So he watches this fucking 14-round fight. It's a great time, And
He's hooting and hollering like the Irish.
Stuart goes, he's like, I've been conned by a cocky Irishman, and apparently he was so mad about it that word reached all the way back to New York, and then one-eyed Connelly was able to collect on all of his bets. And
wow, he really fucking played him.
Yeah, he really did.
Tell everybody how fucking bad you got fucked
So now
by a one-eyed donkey.
Oh yeah, and
make sure you tell your friends. Tell your friends about me.
And this thing is that there was still like this Wild West respect for the hustle and trying to out hustle the hustler. So the promoters would be like, he's not getting into my fight. I'll tell you that, because we know he's a fucking con man. And so and then he told the newspaper guys, he's like, I'll get in. I'll get in. No problem. It's not gonna be a problem.
He just drew an eye on the other eyelid.
It's two-eyed.
It can't be. It's two-eyed.
At one fight, he goes through with like a case full of money. It's fake money.
Funny.
And he goes, he's like, it's box office change. Guy lets him in, right? Just sees a fucking.
The day
Makes a lot of sense. It's like stuff you don't. Let's get this guy out of here. He's got all this money. He can get stolen,
sure.
right?
Yeah, you walk in with a ladder anywhere.
Yeah.
Two guys on a ladder can get in anywhere.
Come
And
get into my apartment.
in between, he's like a waiter here. He's doing this and that there. But anytime it's like a big thing comes up, he'll ditch whatever job and just go get to it. And then it's like, he probably has some money coming in from the media attention from it, as well as betting people he can do these things. And the promoter in this fight in Milwaukee says, he's like, I'm going to do everything I can to keep him out. And so he just goes in the night before and climbs up into like the rafters, and he ties himself
like
to,
Sting?
Exactly like Sting. And he ties himself to like a steel girder because he's like, I don't want to fall
When I fall asleep.
Mm-hmm. And so
I can't sleep with one eye open.
So during the fight, he's watching from the fucking sky. And then somebody in the audience sees him, and they point him out, and then the crowd does a standing ovation. Because they're like, he fucking got in.
King!
Yeah.
He got in! This one-eye Connelly!
Yeah.
He's a real slobber knocker up there.
And he's strapped to the fucking girders like a fucking lunatic.
Incredible.
And then the public demanded that the promoter buy him a steak dinner. They were just like, he got you, dude. Fuck you. You need to fucking take care of him,
Only one prize we all agree on.
And so then he's a fucking stowaway in 1908 on a ship to Australia. No payment.
Was there a fight in
And
Australia?
don't forget, he was a small guy.
Right, he was a boxer.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so he gets caught, and he's got to work on board to pay for the ticket.
Honestly, sounds like a good deal.
Yeah, not the bet.
Which is fine because he's also a big, strong lout. You know what I mean?
Yeah, get him fucking hoist the jib or whatever.
Yeah, whatever.
Gets in there, walks up with a fucking box that says boxing gloves. Walks
Put the B backwards and shit.
Walks right in.
BOCKINGS.
Boxing gloves.
And so after the First World War, he goes to England for the battle of Joe Beckett and Carpentier. And
a Frenchman?
Yeah. And he makes it to ringside, and
Lou boxing gloves is what it is.
And he meets the fucking Prince of Wales, who is later King Edward.
No shit.
Yeah, and King Edward is so like amazed by him that he gives him like a piece of gold, and it just so happens while he's dealing with the future king that the knockout blow happens. So he went all the way. To
And
he missed the fucking thing. And so then it's Jack Dempsey and Carpentier in 1921 in Jersey City.
Was it Georges Carpentier?
Yes. And he gets removed from 13 entrances. He makes it into the 14th.
No shit.
That's right. Only one entrance. You can't trust.
And some telegraph crew is around, and he borrows a big old thermos of coffee and a bunch of sandwiches, and they just think he's a vendor. And he goes right through. And now in Montana, Dempsey's going to go up against Tom Gibbons in 23, and he goes through with an 80-pound block of ice. Just walks through.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
Hey, we need the
back then, an 80.
I meant you were somebody going somewhere.
And also, they need it.
Yeah.
They definitely need it.
For all that sperm.
So then, now he's like so famous that people are like, all right, well, he's going to be there.
Yeah.
And it'd be kind of sad if he wasn't, right?
Yeah, like the opposite of the fan man.
So this guy Tex Rickard, a promoter, offers him a pass.
Oh, Tex Rickard. He's come up. Yeah.
Yes.
Famous boxing.
Where did he come up? Do you remember?
I imagine at least in the Jimmy Slattery episode, but various promotions.
And so he offers him a pass to the fight, and then Connelly's like, no.
It takes away the fun.
Yeah.
Are you going to give me another eye, too? Get the fuck out of here, dude.
While you're at it.
And so he ends up in, without a pass, in Rickard's private box.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. Yeah, it was like an extra, like, fuck you for, like, offering me a free pass. Not only
I'm in your seat.
Yeah.
You schmuck.
I'm Tex now.
So in the 20s, then he
I am the Tex now.
he turns to, the other pugilist sport, politics.
Oh.
And he went to a cafe at a Democratic nomination session, and he just carried a door that he got from a cafe, and he was like, "Oh,
You guys using this?
just like I think you look like if you're carrying something, it's
Dude,
like
carrying a ladder or a box of tools or a
block of ice,
in this case, a door.
Yeah, well, there's probably someone going, hey, I can't take a chance on us not having a door if we need one.
yeah." 1928 in Houston, a cop recognizes him, handcuffs him to a bench. Picks up the bench.
Walks in. Hey, I'm here with a bench.
And he's like, hey, they need this on the stage.
I was handcuffed to it so I wouldn't lose it.
No.
Yeah, it's like I work for the government. It's the nuclear football.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
They handcuffed me to this bench so that nobody accosts me. It's a very important bench.
You guys need this.
And so he would go every year to crash the Kentucky Derby, World Series, the car races in Indianapolis.
No shit.
And then they said, why don't you crash Army Navy football games? And he's like, that wouldn't be patriotic.
I gotta pay my dues.
Yeah, and the football's not that good anyway.
And so then he just kind of became this guy in 45. He said he was mid-70s, retired, and
retired from sneaking into places.
yeah.
Yeah.
And
Could use him as a spy, man.
Yeah.
Why'd the OSS hire him?
Yeah.
well, no.
Oh, damn it.
So then he was like kind of a greeter. He would tell people stories at the saloon about his life, and that's a great.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's what you want.
And sometimes he would be an usher at political and sporting events.
He's gonna.
And so in
Like how tech companies hire hackers.
Yeah.
In Chicago's Wrigley Field, during the World Series between the Cubs and the Detroit Tigers, he stopped a suspicious character heading for a choice box seat. And he goes, who are you? And the guy says, P.K. Wrigley Jr.
Uh-huh.
Takes out his identification. The guy goes, that's bullshit. Throws him out. It was him. He got fired.
Well, he only knows how to get people in. Getting out is.
So he knows how to get himself in, yeah. And that is, James Leo One-Eyed Connelly.
Old one-eyed Connelly.
Oh. Yeah, I mean,
I got only one good eye, but I can spot a fake Wrigley stick of gum from a mile away.
PK.
PK.
What does that even stand for?
Is that a fucking a soccer acronym?
Just
abbreviation.
You know, in those days, you could really sneak in. And he wasn't causing any harm. He just wanted to see the shit.
Yeah, I mean, he's got to get close.
Yeah.
I mean, the ADA would have something to say about him not being allowed to get so close ringside.
You know, his peripheral vision is terrible.
Now, there's, this is not where we're going to go to.
What?
We're going to go to, is that what you didn't understand?
Correct. I did not understand what you just said.
Okay, well, now you do. I hope.
No, what did you say?
Now we're going to go to...
Got it. Well, it was fast.
Yeah.
We're going to go to the other coast. We're going to go to San Francisco.
Hey!
And, this guy, you know, in again, the late 1800s, you know, you remember San Francisco, pretty crazy.
Oh, be getting Shanghaied.
People getting Shanghaied.
Doing opium all over the fucking place.
God had to put an earthquake there to stop it.
Yeah.
There was a guy...
now it's a bastion of morality and...
there was a
Puritan
guy,
work ethic.
There was a guy that was such a heavy, such a thug, and that he could both travel alone without a crew and without a gun. And what he was really fucking people up with was his fucking head.
Oh,
this is the story of James Butt Riley.
Butt?
His headbutt.
Butthead?
Yeah, James Butt Riley.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. So a bunch of guys, you know, would flock to him because he was such a delirious heavy, and you know, you were gonna win. Let's say if you were rolling with him, and he would fucking go to these Chinese brothels and opium houses, and he would kick the door in with his fucking head. And he was
so there's a
he's
knock.
like, I have
Knock.
He claimed to have the He claimed to have the hardest head in Christendom.
Oh, that's of the time.
Yeah.
You know, historically they keep track of these things.
And one time he was like, you know, he went into one of these poor Chinese guys, and he goes like, check it out. He's like, this apparently a guy that was only 160 pounds, he butt him like 10 feet in the air.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And he was like, check it out, look what I can do to his friends. And they're all like, yeah, awesome.
Okay.
My head hurts. Give me some opium.
Yeah.
And some head.
But then, you know, he started kind of going around talking to himself a lot and stuff.
Oh, you don't say.
Oh my God.
But he would go around doing like these battles of, you know, betting on like how much, you know, what the thickness was of whatever that, you know, he could butt through it.
Oh my God.
I mean,
What was his name?
His name was James Butt Riley.
Irish?
His name's Riley.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you know, after a while, he doesn't know anymore either.
Now here's the thing, you're gonna enjoy this, Aaron.
I mean, I'm already in on
Thick
this.
skulled Irish assholes. I love
No,
it.
you're really gonna like this a lot. This is great because this is weird. He was also like very good looking, right? And
You like that?
and the fucking prostitutes loved him, right?
Got a big old.
And so yeah, it seems so. And he would take payment from the prostitutes.
What?
Yeah.
You pay me.
Yeah. And then he would also sell pictures of himself to them. And some were straight and some were nude, and they cost more.
Yeah.
And then guys would go and have sex with these prostitutes, and they would have pictures of this guy.
This is what a real man look like.
And they're...
What was that? The Chinese prostitutes.
No, they're not Chinese.
You said you go to these Chinese whorehouses.
No, that was usually to rob them.
Oh.
This is like...
Oh, he would go to a nice white prostitute.
Well,
Or
yeah.
black, or...
You're really not doing yourself a lot of favors.
I know, yeah. Just keep going.
This is what a real man looks like. A sailor.
They loved him. They love it.
You knocking the door down with his dick.
Yeah. And so yeah, he's selling these pictures for like 25 cents, 50 cents if he's naked.
If he's nasty.
Do you think he did that pose that one guy did on the internet? That went around during COVID.
Oh yeah.
That big hammerhead
yeah.
cock.
Yeah.
You're just doing that.
God,
What a mess.
All the mechanics in the area had centerfolds of him in their shops.
Every month is August.
So one time somebody's like got this big old door, right?
It's Connelly. He's walking through the place.
It's like thick ass oak,
Yeah,
like
I bet it is.
big old castle door.
Oh,
Yeah.
God.
And most of the time he's betting like 50 cents, $1. This time he's like $5. Okay,
for me to knock it.
I mean to go through it, right?
Jesus Christ.
And so he does it. But he's like immediately got like a real bad headache.
No shit.
Oh,
Yeah. And then a couple of the gals in his life started saying like his
Stop working so good.
No.
performance wasn't so good anymore. Yeah.
He started asking, I meant you girls tonight. Mid-coitus.
So then he gives up timber and he just says I'm only gonna hit guys with my head.
Oh God.
Just. Oh.
That is so stupid.
And when I'm done with them,
Then maybe if I have time for the girls.
I'll be hitting the sharks later. There's nothing. What else?
But so then he goes 1871. He comes up against some guy named John Jordan, and in some fight he was like he fucking sends Jordan flying like twice. Jesus Christ. Fucking head like a fucking goddamn anvil.
Fucking to set somebody up in the air, you gotta be like bucking them like a.
Oh my God! It's a fucking.
Yeah, the rhino, or the video game.
But then the momentum
boss.
behind it too. It's probably a lot in the hips and
Oh, I mean, certainly he's got a great hand-eye, body, head coordination.
I mean, his form.
Exquisite.
Just best.
It's like watching Ken Griffey Jr. swing.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's so
It's a thing of beauty.
It's so smooth.
But so Jordan takes out a fucking a gun and blasts him through the chest.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's one way to win a headbutt fight.
And then they're like,
Shit.
well, you're not gonna make it, and we'll be right back.
Oh my God.
And we're back. So he goes to the hospital. They think he's fucking dead. And then he shoots up, scares the shit out of everybody, right? And he's like, I'm not gonna die. I know plenty of guys that lived with a bullet in their belly. And like, and then they're like, okay, So he's
They're cracking their skull.
he's fucking, I mean, he's a beast. And so he surprises everybody he lives, And
We're going to have to take some flesh from his cock and transplant it into his thorax.
So he's not the powerhouse he was. He's got a bullet. His head's been hit a lot. Or he's hit his head a lot.
Little chicken egg.
And so in 1872, he was sentenced to 16 years in San Quentin for robbery and burglary. He was caught. And during his trial, witnesses recalled one time he was headbutting a guy who wouldn't shake hands with him. Until the guy did.
Just imagining him just hitting just the guys like at the bars, just standing, and then he just, hey, knock it off.
I imagine him just like a crime scene of like a bank robbery where it's like, well, there's a fucking giant head-shaped hole through this fucking vault door.
Yeah,
like Roger Rabbit.
Call the FBI.
Who could have done this? I don't know.
And the thing is, like,
Called forensics.
the thing is, like, yeah, once he's like once he's, diminished in power, then it's like all the people that wouldn't speak out against him are like very happy to speak out.
Yeah, of course.
And so he gets his 16-year sentence, and the judge said he respected neither the laws of God or man.
Mm-hmm.
Certainly.
Said he was a bold and bad man.
That's
Bold and bad. Good title.
Yeah, good. Yeah. Bold and bad butt, man.
And in 76, he's in San Quentin, and there's this crazy fucking fire that breaks out.
And there's only one man for the job.
We can't get
We can't get out. All the bars they're all locked shut.
all the hoses are behind this break glass in case of emergency.
And so he saves all these people.
He's just carrying him out with his head.
I don't know what he did, but they said he risked his life and he saved all these people.
Everything he did, he risked his life.
So they fucking commuted his sentence.
Every headbutt was a risk to his life.
All these locks have a head-shaped mechanism. If only there was...
So yeah, he was let out in 1880, and nobody knows what happened to after that.
Including him.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
But yeah,
The human battering ram.
the fuck.
Yeah, in those days, you could get famous doing anything. Not like now, but
They said like when he was
He would be a TikTok star now.
he's just headbutting shit on TikTok.
Or the star of like a North Korean army propaganda video.
It's just
Smashing their head through shit.
and the only one he can't smash is Kim's.
Yeah, that's right, because it's made... It's adamantium.
Yeah.
So they said when he was like, kind of doing his low-level crime stuff before he got sentenced to San Quentin. This is back to Safakis' book. Because Safakis just... All he knows is that he ended up in San Quentin, that he doesn't know what happened. He didn't know about the fire or any of that. And he says, hoodlums who had previously flocked to his banner for criminal forays now ignored him, sometimes even beating him up for old time's sake.
Oh my God.
Remember
Just
when...
to say they did. It's not like he'd remember.
It's like in old times, he didn't get beat up.
Yeah.
They beat up other people together.
Yeah.
But they're going like, you're kind of a baby
He
now.
loves this shit.
Yeah, you know how it is. They gotta beat you up now. You dumb bastard.
Out of all these guys, I know, I guess this is maybe against type for me, but I'm so intrigued by this butthead.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you know, if you listen to the show, you might think that I might be intrigued by this smooth-talking, one-eyed guy who could weasel his way into any event, but not so much. I'm really, really just taken by the butthead.
Yeah, I really like. I mean, I love them all, of course.
Of course, how do you?
yeah.
But the guy like
They're all your children, like the sperm guy.
doing the
Mm-hmm.
having all of like the gang affiliated women decked out in cop jackets is really cool.
Yes,
I think that's
you're a
great.
fashionista.
That's like
I love the Warriors.
It's the ultimate cuck move.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh no, we're just gonna start dressing like you, but better.
Oh, what are you gonna do?
And then everyone's gonna know who these bitch ass cops are.
Yeah.
By the way, their jackets don't fit.
Yeah.
And part of that too was, I mean, like also there was like a go for women's wing. There was I think there's led by a character called Battle Annie.
Battle Annie. Go for her.
And they said she was a notorious brick hurler.
A brick hurler, huh?
Yeah,
Well, probably literal.
So they were no joke themselves. Like the whole neighborhood was just like, the cops can't go there.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, the whole neighborhood just random bricks everywhere either too. So it's real.
Yeah.
She's just carrying around a brick all day. That's the one upping the cops. That's fantastic.
It's a real fuck you.
Yeah.
It is.
We're doing your job.
Yeah. The guy
and we look better doing it.
The guy like just getting into all the fights. But I mean, going across the world to do it.
Oh, you mean Connelly? Laura Connelly?
To Australia and everything.
Getting into all the fights, not
Yes.
getting into all the fights.
Yes,
Got
yes,
it,
yes.
got it.
Yeah. I was very.
It's the most impressive. Well, I guess they're all impressive in their own way.
Yes,
There's
certainly.
levels of impressiveness, I suppose, but and really just, he's not going to take a free lunch either. Like, oh, you're going to give me how about I fucking sneak my way into your seat, pal?
And here's the good thing about Butt Riley is you are like seeing him around. And it's terrifying. Yeah, that's it. And then when you also visit a prostitute, she's got a picture of him above the bed.
I can't escape this guy.
Yeah. And people were going like, at the time, a lot of this was compiled for some book that was just like, the various characters of the Barbary Coast or whatever,
Right. Okay.
And but people were going, yeah, no, it really came out from guys that didn't want to be named, obviously,
Sure.
for going to, houses of ill repute.
Mm-hmm.
But they were like, no, that was true.
This guy's picture was
Several.
It was like the Farrah Fawcett poster.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Except it had this guy's big old fucking dick noggin.
Yeah.
Getting
and there's
prostitutes to pay him? Like, what the fuck?
Dude, that is like.
That's the thing where, like, it's like they could be scared of him, but, like, they don't got to buy the picture either. You know what I mean?
No, yeah. They don't have to buy the merch.
And they certainly don't have to hang it up.
No.
But it also could be like, hey, if you don't pay me, I know that guy.
Yeah, it could be.
And you
That's
have to hang my picture here so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But was here. Mm-hmm. But will be here.
God.
Headbutting a guy until he shakes your hand?
Come on. Until he's. I think after you headbutt a guy enough, he can't stop shaking.
I mean,
That's like dog shit. It's like animal shit where they're just like annoying. You're like, what do you want?
what the fuck, dude?
Shake my hand, dude.
Yeah, shit.
Actually, you know what? If you've ever been to a bar in like Hermosa Beach or Redondo Beach, anywhere in the South Bay in Los Angeles, California, that's kind of the thing. Is like the aggressive bro culture. Like, come on, bro.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Shake my hand, bro. I know we had a disagreement fucking 35 seconds ago, but then we had a blue moon and now we're cool. Shake my hand, bro. Dude, shake my hand or I will fuck you up.
I know.
You'll shake my hand.
Yeah.
Fuck. Dude, we're cool.
Yeah.
I'll fuck you up if we're not cool.
It's that sort of thing where it's going like,
You know?
Yeah, that's it.
yeah. But the thing is, like, it's a step towards more shit that you got to do.
Yeah.
It's like, all right, now we're going to take a car, okay?
yeah.
And you're like,
we're
what
buds
do you
now.
mean take?
Yeah.
Like, steal.
Yeah.
But we're bros, remember? The hug?
We shook hands.
Yeah.
Under the fucking threat of violence.
So I'll do a shot, throw the glass on the ground, and get out of here
Yeah.
and steal a car.
Chew the glass up, swallow it.
I'm so glad I met you tonight, dude.
I met you tonight, right?
Yeah. Anyway, we got to beat up these cops and take their dad.
then we're gonna sneak into the fucking UFC 128.
Yeah, see, that's the sneak guy. That's my kind of guy.
Yeah,
I like
can
a sneak
tell.
guy.
Yeah, you're the guy that fucking sneaks into women's cervixes.
Jesus.
Fucking spoils.
Oh my God.
The contracts were signed.
Sneak
I
right
think
in.
I think that guy his thing of the sports owes me is a great thing. And then just also people being like, you can't do it.
No, also,
And then like the thing is like it's not as if he's hard to spot. He's a one-eyed fucking guy.
well, you never know. Sometimes he has a door, sometimes a ladder, sometimes a block of ice.
He's always covering that one eye. Like, oh, I got this block of ice
exactly.
Yeah. But it's
in
just
the store.
it's a thing where you go like, well, nobody would be there with an 80-pound of ice if they didn't, or 80-pound block of ice. If they
Who in
didn't.
their right mind could get their hands on a block of ice
Right.
of that?
Well, you probably
magnitude?
saw it outside and like picked it up and was like, "Well, now I'm part of the procession of
I think
ice."
he fucking stole it.
and the ice
I think
guy's
he
going,
stole it.
That guy's not even. He's bringing it. He doesn't even work for me.
Yeah, the ice guy's going,
Hey,
hey,
free
fuck
work,
it.
free
Hey,
labor.
Yeah.
Those things are 80 pounds.
Carrying the bench in though, that's so fucking funny.
With it.
Dude, that is the
And
best.
to political conventions too, like where it's like fucking one-eyed guy doing up on the stage.
He's running for president.
Yeah, I mean that's the guy. That's the like one-eyed guy at a political convention. You're like, that's the guy running this entire thing.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
Blofeld.
Yeah, in the land of the blind,
That's right.
the one-iced man is king.
Yeah.
Was it a blind convention?
Yes.
Okay.
And there's a thing here too though where it's like, all these guys kind of get away with a lot, and it's like, and they also get these like huge reps, and most of that is because probably they're in like Irish communities that build them up too by talking about them.
Mm-hmm.
Sure, yeah.
But like, they're like considered fucking mad dogs, like all of them.
Yeah,
they're all
they were
crazy.
of a time where like word travels fast, but picture doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like you can hear the yarn of somebody, you can hear the reputation.
The
but,
balls
like,
on this prick is
legendary.
has
but
a
like,
lot of,
I don't know what
it has a lot of currency at the time, and even if it's
the balls on this prick is also what they would say about the butthead guy.
yeah.
Check out the balls on this prick.
Yeah.
And the prick on this balls.
I gotta open up the fucking 3-page centerfold.
But even what's his name has it? The Rasputin of the Bronx. It's like, he's not
Michael
even,
Malloy?
yeah, Michael Malloy. He's not even aware there's a challenge against him.
Oh, he just likes to eat shit.
Yeah.
No, but he also is just a survivor. Like, you just can't kill him.
Yeah.
So then the fucking, the repute goes out of that. But like, these other guys are more positioning for it. And it's at a time too where, the press is very much like, it's all kind of gossip.
Yes.
But it sells.
Sure. How times have changed.
Yeah. And, I mean, and the great thing is word of mouth is much harder to prove back then. Mm-hmm. And so then
or disprove.
Disprove. Yeah, exactly. Yes. And so then each telling gets better until a journalist hears it. Mm-hmm. And then it gets the official version is their printed version. And then that story is then told again.
That's when they get cited.
Yeah.
But the thing of saying
twisted too.
the police couldn't match the Gophers with violence and brute power was still letting the public know
that it's open season.
That it's like it's a no-go zone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And so the press still had the freedom to they had to toe the company line a bit insofar as the authorities, but they could also let you know like there's a different form of justice in Hell's Kitchen, and it comes from, Battle Annie and one fucking long, a Curran.
Yeah, there's some cool cats down there.
Oh, yeah, there's a lot of very cool scene.
Yeah.
Everybody's very hip, dressed very well.
Yeah, it's kind of a militaristic fashion. Like,
Yeah, Hugo Boss.
Yeah.
I'm the boss now.
Hugo, where I tell you.
Man, Hitler stole all his ideas from the Americans.
Yeah, he really did.
Stole most of the fashion stuff from
The genocide, the fashion, the eugenics.
Yeah.
No, yeah. I just love
an original prick.
I love that.
That's arguably his worst crime. No.
The painting. I mean, even bad painting, he's still from America.
Oh my god, bad take after bad take. But yeah, I think it was just a huge banquet for the press in this time.
Yeah.
Oh god. Well, I mean, the gang's being colorful in a way that.
The funny name.
Yeah. And they're dressing up because all the clothes back then are just fucking awful to wear.
Yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
they might as well look.
And fame is big currency, and the reporters were able to like just kind of straddle this line where it was like, I can go, and the thugs want to talk to me, and
so will the cops,
and so the cops want to show off, and I can just put together the best picture to sell the paper, and all of them will be happy. Like all of them will be happy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That they're getting attention.
Yeah, it is this time of where like in certain areas before the government had the monopoly on violence.
Right.
And it's happened throughout history plenty of times, but just speaking about this time in New York, it was the Wild East. And what a great time to be a fucking shit-slinging journalist.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, well, I'm just going to wait and see who wins.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to start spinning yarns about all 5 sides.
Yeah.
And then whoever ends up on top, then I'll work for them and they'll work for me.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's a thing too where it's like the willful hanging of poetry about beating cops to death wouldn't survive too much longer. That bars could just have and they stomped on his face, and like, and then, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it did happen for a while.
Yeah.
For a while.
Yeah, well, then that...
It's the same way that, the mafia was run amok in the 1970s.
Right.
But then in the 90s, it came down hard. And
Sure, but then just the regular free press started airing that stuff.
Yeah.
Right.
And I suppose that's something beautiful about the country. Is that no matter what, you can write shit about killing cops and people will hear it.
Sure. Yeah. No, what I'm saying is there was districts where there could be like cop killer propaganda,
Yeah, well, it's not propaganda, it's art.
Of course.
And
Ice-T, for instance.
That's right.
And they didn't kill him.
And not
They
all
only
art is
beat him up
propaganda and all
until
propaganda is art, but there's a little sliver where they meet in the middle. For example, I think
War
you
II
and
posters.
I went to that. Yeah,
Not all of them. Yeah. Well,
some of the Soviet propaganda.
Incredible.
is incredible as well. But
beautiful.
there was you and I might have gone to that. John, you and I might have gone to that bar that's no longer in Silver Lake called the Satellite.
Oh,
And
yes.
You've
been there.
But there was a period of time.
I actually don't think I ever made it in there.
Maybe it wasn't with you then. Sorry.
No, but I remember
But
where
they
it
used to have
was.
urinal cakes that were Trump with his mouth open.
Right.
Oh, wow.
The urinal cake, like actually the little plastic things.
Pretty
that would
cool.
go- Yeah.
No, I would remember that. I would remember
And it was
pissing
from like
in his mouth.
2017,
Yeah.
2018. And like that's, pretty inflammatory, depending on, it's not inflammatory for Silver Lake, but it is inflammatory.
Sure.
And it's your God-given right to do that, man.
Oh, yeah.
You want to fucking...
You might as well make it look cool.
Yeah, dude.
But what I'm saying is...
It feels good.
Do
it.
The thing of like going like, okay, I'm going to put this on the wall of my saloon. That's a different thing, because that's a civilian that's saying, I would rather have the Hudson Dusters in here than the cops.
Right.
Or I will, no matter what.
Right.
Well, for all you know,
I don't really have a choice.
the gang, for all you know, maybe the gang kept them safer than the cops did.
Yeah, sure.
Right. That's the same thing with the mafia, like you said. I know a few people who have said to me that they put like the fucking the blue line on their flag, bumper sticker on their car because in case they get pulled over.
Christ.
Sometimes it's just like, oh well.
And keep in mind here too, the cop in the hospital reading the poem is named Dennis Sullivan.
Yeah, he's fucking Irish.
He's
too.
another Mick too, but they're just looking at him like, you're house Irish.
You dress, yes.
You know what I mean? They're going like, yeah, fucking, are you doing their bidding? For real? Like, and then also, then you're an Irish guy, so you might have the jump on us more than the rest would.
Right.
So we're especially going to punish you.
Right, yeah.
You know, like, I know these Irish fellas' habits. They're awful dirtbags now, but I'll get them. Don't worry.
That'll be a good.
It's like, no. The Hudson Dusters, here they come.
Listen.
Fucking, like, you almost die. Jesus Christ. Yeah, there was a lot of good ass beatings in these stories, which I really enjoyed.
Yeah. The Fighting Irish, man. I don't know where they came up with that, but
Anybody's guess.
Yeah, well, we were also sneaky too.
Sneaking into prison.
We were
not so smart, but sneaky.
Yeah.
Watch me sneak into the tombs now.
Yeah. Now I'm sneaking into Australia, the biggest prison of all. But yeah, it was sneaky or violent. It was a bad showing. In hindsight, I think I really did. I set us back a few.
Yeah.
I set us back a few hundred years.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, the all Irish episode.
Sorry.
Yikes. Sorry.
We have other contributions, I think.
Cranberries.
But they're not as funny, you know?
It is funny.
It is so fucking funny. God damn.
It's the best.
Bunch of lunatics.
Yeah. For such a
You
tiny,
fucking stupid fucking donkey patties.
for such a tiny little patch of land, their contributions are various and myriad.
Yeah.
Are they famous for sneaking into stuff?
No.
Should they be?
Well, I think it's...
They snuck into the EU.
Well, there's the thing I was talking about, like the Irish expression of the chancer.
Yes,
the opportunist, the guy,
yes.
and then
they have a name,
and then they always have a story.
Yes,
they're like, they're going to kill that referee of yours. Poor fella now.
This bench here now. Oh, this bench here now is a very important. This is a Supreme Court justice bench.
They handcuffed me.
It's very. I can't be parted with it now. You're gonna have to let me.
I have narcolepsy. I fall asleep.
I might have
this fucking one-eyed maniac shaking fucking hands with King Edward.
Yeah,
and he's like,
and then some other asshole beating the shit out of a guy because he wouldn't shake his hand.
It's great. It's great.
Can't please you people.
Yeah. No. Well, you two definitely never do.
Oh my God,
that's not true. I love you boys.
You please a lot of prostitutes. I'll tell you that.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, that is cool.
Yeah. God, fucking selling fucking nudes to the prostitutes. And they post them up in the room.
Check this out.
What do you think of that guy, huh?
Yeah.
Most wanted.
That guy's nuts.
I pay this guy. Anyways, you pay up.
Yeah.
He give me the cock.
Yeah. See what sort of sad sack shit you're gonna do so I can fucking pay this guy later.
Yeah.
I gotta fuck your dumb ass.
It's like when you go to like Thailand and there's like a picture of the king above their fucking fireplace. It's like, this is where your tax dollars are going to, pal. So you gotta pay the piper or the butt or whatever his name is.
Come quick and go.
Butt Riley.
That's
your nickname was Butt?
Butt.
Not one eye, not one lung.
Butt.
Well, but it is short for headbutt, so.
I don't know. Long for headbutt. And thick.
Yeah.
And he was very proud of it.
Oh, yeah.
Dude,
just
had a fucking fire hydrant hanging between his fucking legs.
Yeah, but he didn't,
And he says it's the hardest head in all of Christendom.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't talking about his dome.
He's going, I don't know about...
Diamond hard skull.
It's the second hardest head in all of Christendom. He's the one dangling between my knees.
I got a skull cracker, and it's not the one you think.
In Christendom, you're like, why are you getting Christed? He's like, I don't know.
I've never been to any of these brown countries.
He goes, I don't know about Islam with all that algebra fortifying their schools.
Who can know with the abacus and whatnot? Plus the Chinese.
Love them.
Yeah, he thinks everybody was headbutting the pyramids
into place. Yeah. You couldn't fit a razor blade between them stones. How else do you think they do it? Aliens? They had Irish Masons banging their fucking noggins against them fucking bricks.
Easter Island as well.
Easter Island. Where do you think they learned Easter from? The good Catholic boys of fucking Ireland.
Where do you think they got the big heads? Huh? Think about
the fucking butts for heads. The Keister Island.
Imagine this guy throwing his fucking neck through doors,
Jesus.
And then he's talking to himself.
But, in The Shining...
This guy had one of those fucking necks that was bigger than his head.
Yeah.
In The Shining,
Kurt Angle.
In The Shining, he would just smash through it with his head.
Oh, yeah, here's Connelly or whatever.
Yeah.
Here's butt.
Here's butt. Yeah. Here's butt.
Enjoy that, fellas?
Absolutely.
That was really stupid.
It's really dumb.
Thank you for indulging my prejudice against the Irish.
Yeah. Well, no, thank you for indulging mine. I was putting this on display today.
It was great.
Yeah. Thanks for talking about sperm donors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And incest.
And incest, yeah.
Yeah, it was really good.
Those are my things.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Richard Park.
Richard Park,
that's
you
right.
fucking beautiful bastard.
I'll listen to this in like 2 years.
Star of The Mandalorian season 3.
Yeah. Oh my God. At least for us. He's our
I
star.
haven't seen
He
it
is.
yet.
Oh, it's so good. I did that last night, and then
You did what?
the finale.
He did that talking again.
And then
Well,
and then I did 4 rooms, which is a mistake.
no, I mean when Donna's in it.
Doesn't hold up, bro.
No, but the Man from Brazil scene holds up for me. The
Tarantino one?
The Tarantino one's dope.
It's okay.
The one with the witches is fucking stupid. The one with there are scenes
They're all okay.
Each one of their 4 rooms has an area that's nice.
It's just such a 95 Miramax movie.
Yeah, dude.
But then I also did
That's because his name was balls deep in some young ingenue instead of producing movies.
I also did the Cube reboot, and it was fucking so good.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was great.
Well, we did talk about that.
Recubed?
Yeah.
Yeah, Cube 2.
Yeah.
Cubed.
Yeah.
Cubed to the third
All
power.
right, fellas, let's get out of here. I love you boys.
Likewise.
Love you too.
We're gonna have more fun with this book, man. It's
It's good. It's good.
so much.
I should never have stopped from the Ketchum Brothers, but
No, you shouldn't have.
I had other books.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
I'm gonna say goodnight. I love you. My name is John Fahey.
I love you too. Good night, Aaron Pita.
Matt Brousseau.
Good night, everybody. We love you.
Good night.
Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity, a show about weirdos. With your hosts, John Fahey, Aaron Pita, and Matt Brousseau.
Hello, folks. Welcome to Profiles in Eccentricity. It's a show about weirdos. Doggone it. My name is Johnboy. I'm your host, John Francis Fahey. Joining me as ever is the Canuck who loves to fuck. Handsome Matt Brousseau.
Wow, thank you, John. That's
How you
very
doing?
nice. I'm great. I'm great.
Now, Matt, you might know that we couldn't get anybody hotter than you or Aaron, so we had to get a beautiful woman to fill in for Aaron.
Yes.
What?
Yeah.
Laura Crawford's here.
Yay!
Hi, Laura. Welcome back.
Hey, hooray, welcome back. Thank
Hi.
you for having me back.
Absolutely.
It's been a long time.
Absolutely.
A few more grays on the old cranium. we're all
Yes.
still
Wait,
here.
not me, though.
We're all still here. We're all still standing. We're still strong.
Yeah. Well, built Ford tough.
Like Antoine Fisher.
Yeah.
Like Antoine Fisher.
Still standing. Still strong.
Well, Laura, how's everything going? Tell us what's going on with you.
Going real great. The profiles heads will remember that I've been doing a little help ski, a little research stuff
That's right.
for a couple episodes. That's been cool. But in the profesh sphere,
You're doing a lot of
true crime.
yeah.
Doing the true crime.
Yeah.
Doing research for a while, some different things. But yeah, since 2020, it's just been all true crime. Just back to back. Crazy.
I was really hoping for one of the things you were potentially going to do to come through, which was crimes just involving naked people.
Yes!
I told a bunch of people.
Oh my God.
I told a bunch of people when you were saying that was the idea. I was like, my friend Laura's going to do this thing where like it's like attacks by or on
The nude as a community.
I was like, what a fucking...
Yeah.
Because he does up the ante on any...
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And it's also funny because, of course, in this new media age, everyone's like, "Do we have the footage?" Everyone's like, "We want to see the nudity,
Yeah.
the nude crimes." But of course, it was even funny when I was talking on the phone to the guy about that job. We were talking about the dude who was the Coney guy who was like whacking it in San Diego. Do you remember that guy?
Yeah.
Oh, at first I thought you meant Coney Island hot dog guy. No, it was the San Diego Coney guy.
Yeah. Not the hot dog eating.
Not the Joey Chestnut.
Not Joey Chestnut. But yeah, the Coney dude who was whacking it in San Diego. So I was like, oh yeah, like that crime? And he was like, yes, great example. These are the job interviews I go on where
Yeah, you have like things on deck.
Yeah.
I'm richly rewarded for knowing which crimes people have been whacking it during. Yeah. So, yeah, but now we're on a new thing, and I don't want to say loosely, just real quick. Tangentially involved with this series.
Really?
Yeah. It's
You think he wouldn't want to be involved with that sort of thing?
it's his wife.
Aha.
His wife.
Cool.
The show. I can say that. Yeah.
Nice.
Out loud.
That's cool.
So she was just like, yeah, it's so weird when he would like, order mannequins to be sent to the house to tie them up with ropes.
Oh, yeah. That'll fucking do it for me. Mannequins?
Well, maybe it's for a role.
Although I'll tell you,
I know. That's what she thought. She was like, turns out.
I'll tell you, dude. I was. This is sad. I was in Target the other day, And there was the
is
fucking
sad.
mannequin posters where I was like, dude, I gotta fucking line something up with one of these.
With these mannequins?
These Target mannequins.
Yeah, you got to be careful.
I mean,
the
they
mannequins
are,
are hot.
They are posed
Yeah.
suggestively.
Not the wheelchair ones, right?
No, they have a wheelchair one?
Do they have? They should.
they do. Of
should.
course
They do?
Yeah, they do.
Is the wheelchair real?
No, I don't think it's a functional wheelchair.
It's not. It's like the Lincoln Memorial.
but I think they have visible nipples.
Oh my god!
Finally, like the Kardashian bra.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, they're like, just because she's laid up in this wheelchair doesn't mean she can't pee.
Yeah. She's cold too.
Jesus Christ.
The blanket's not just for the legs; it's for the top too.
I know. Yeah, but I've just been finding murders. That's what I have to do for work. Just find murder, fun murder cases, criminal cases.
And are murders still happening?
Turns out they are.
Oh, okay.
Like every day. We're competing for cases every day.
Yeah. That's fucking nuts.
Is there like a bidding?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
Jesus Christ.
Well, it's tough because I was just telling him in the car. It's like, sometimes you'll approach people and they'll be like, yeah, I've been talked to by HBO and Netflix and Hulu. And you're like,
bidding with the
we're like, oh, well, we can't compete with that.
But did they say no?
It is fucked up that that's an economy, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's crazy. I'm not saying it's wrong.
No, it's just.
I'm just saying, yeah, it is what it is. But like, I was thinking that about. I was telling these guys about it's big in my feed now. I don't know if they're targeting me because I'm Irish, but they're like, "Did you get molested by a priest?"
Oh my god!
Like you're getting a pool, dude.
Yeah. Oh, on the radio, it's always like
so salacious.
It's like, did you have a gynecologist at UCLA rape you? And you're like, what?
Yeah. It's like, your coach ever touch your stuff, your nuts, or anything? And you're like, oh, he did. Oh, was it in school? We're gonna be rich, daddy.
I know. Yeah, it's nuts. Oh my god.
Yeah.
Yeah, the energy is different. It used to be very solemn. They're very excited when they say,
But
huh?
Do you think there's a discussion? Let's say, there's a fucking guy killed in a small town, and these are the people affected.
Yeah.
If there's like bidding between, do those victims all have to get together and be like, who should we sell to, Hulu or Netflix or?
Yeah, I think the families get approached. Well, usually the way that works is the access you're trying to get is prosecutors, cops, and the family, right? So usually the cops will say, we'll go with whatever the family wants. The prosecutors will just say, we'll go with whatever the family wants. So the family will usually, and them and their lawyer will confer and decide what they want to do or whatever. But it's just crazy because sometimes you'll approach people and they'll be like, well, I don't want to talk because of the victim's son or whatever. I don't want to upset him. And I'm like, he said it's fine. Like, you don't talk to this guy. You don't even know him. It's just weird, So it is.
But I do get it. If you live in that town,
Yeah.
and suddenly you see Jake, and he's like, "I'll tell you, it was fucked up at that house."
You didn't tell me you guys shared a snowmobile?
Yeah. Well, it's
Timeshare?
It's super bizarre because you get in a lot of cases with that, and because anyway, I'm like, we could get all the particulars of it, but yeah, it's a sensitive topic, and people do get into a bidding war of certain cases.
Okay, this is one other thing I wanted to mention because I think it's interesting. And we could take anything about your professional career out that you don't want to be in it.
Yeah. Might want to take out our image. I don't know.
Yeah.
Shit.
Just think about it.
No, I'll change it to.
But you were saying that sometimes, you got to develop this rapport with the victims and the cops and all that sort of stuff. But you were saying that, sometimes the cops will get, a little extra chatty.
Oh, yeah.
And kind of let you know stuff maybe they shouldn't.
Oh, yeah. They do that shit all the time. The weird thing about, I remember a cop in D.C. who was retired, and he was just like, yeah, I lie to people all the time. I was really proud of him. Yeah. So he said this to me. He said,
I had a guy. Under oath, even.
Yeah.
He's like, I had a guy, in the interrogation room, and he lived with his mother. So I convinced him that his mother had a heart attack when she heard that her son had been arrested because she was so upset, and that she was in the hospital and she might die.
And he's like,
What the fuck, man?
dude.
And he's like, she never was in the hospital.
Got him.
Isn't that great?
Yeah.
It's like, no, it's
He's like,
terrible.
I tried to high five you.
He's like, I was being hyperbolic.
Got him. Yeah, he's like, yeah, I lie all the time.
Yeah.
You should never believe the cops. He's like, if you're it's bizarre to me because it's like the cops are telling me how to get away with a murder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're like, yeah, don't use gasoline, use diesel. It burns faster.
Oh
What's
God!
wrong with you?
Fucking
You know,
idiot.
I've learned a lot of things about the Force.
you just dump a body in federal lands. They never look for that shit. In a mine shaft? Are you kidding me? Toxic gases? They're not sending anyone down there.
That was the thing with Tommy Karate was bird sanctuary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he was piling them up there until I think they did like an aerial scan, and then they were like, oh shit, you can see underground.
Yeah.
Like it's like
Heat
a lot of
signatures.
heat. Yeah. And-
Or a cop in Hawaii was like, yeah, you should visit the island. I'd like to take you on a tour and Jeep and stuff. And I'm just like, I don't want to go to your scary island
Yeah.
where people get murdered and disappear a lot. The locals don't like white people. I'm just like, I'm backing away.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a weird 1 degree of separation there where you're like, you're also creepy by kind of, proxy.
Yeah, they're in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're into it. They're in all the shit,
Now,
you ever seen True Detective?
yeah, those are good guys.
Just like that.
Those are good guys.
It's just like that.
Yeah, I was reading a synopsis of a movie that was making that exact thing, basically, and I was like, okay, well, kind of seen it before.
It's a good show.
It's a very good show.
It is, yes.
Matt, you want to tell us about a bunch of Irish broads, I guess?
I do. That's why we're here today.
People still legitimately say broads.
I know. Well, I thought about saying it to you guys when.
Yeah. And then you thought twice.
Yeah.
You're like, they're not going to like it.
I'll hate it. Only broads love that sort of thing. So last year I was in Dublin and I bought a book called Wild Irish Women by Marion Broderick. And so I did all that reading, and then I forgot that I did all of that. So then I flipped through it, and I was like, oh, yeah, I already have all the notes. All the pages are marked. So save me a lot of time. And then I did nothing for 3 months. No, I'm kidding.
It's weird that there's no book about like moderate, conservative Irishmen. Like, oh Jesus Christ, I could never do a wild. Because that's like what all my family. No, there's a couple fucking nutbags, but the rest are all like, oh God, I could never.
She was pure as milk.
So I have a couple here, and then the second one leads us onto a fun little rabbit hole of some state-sponsored scoundrels. But so first, we're going to go all the way back to the 1600s.
Oh my God.
Yes, and this is her name is she was born Christian Davies in 1666 to a family of malters, aka beer makers in Dublin.
Huh.
Her parents were Protestants, but her father fought in the Jacobite army supporting the Catholic King James II.
Oh boy.
And later, her family's land was confiscated because of this. Just can't be doing that.
Nasty.
Right.
And as a teenager, she went one year. She went out to visit her mother's relatives on this farm in Dublin, where she was quote unquote seduced.
Oh no.
And so
by which animal?
Well, you tell me, John. You know all the Irish animals.
Yeah. Donkey.
Fine looking stag.
Yeah. Mule. Is that the one that's half horse? What's half horse? There's one
mule,
It's a mule.
donkey.
It's a mule.
Yeah.
It's a mule.
And they can't breed. It's just like it's just, they're all fucking stupid for the rest of its life.
Fucking Eeyore, yeah. I don't know what to do. Original incel Eeyore. So she fled the farm where she was quote unquote seduced. So whatever that means. And
Seduced, it sounds like you're in on it.
yeah, but
Maybe not.
she fled too. So
It could be a coercion.
yeah, what is a
Coercive.
seduction in the 1660s?
I feel like
70s?
I feel like there was shades of gray there.
Couldn't run away fast enough.
Yeah,
You were
yeah.
Seduced.
Especially,
Yeah.
the roads weren't paved, you just stumbling
A
around.
stitch in my side.
The roads weren't paved anywhere.
Well, I know.
You're making it sound like a bunch of fucking bog people.
I'm just saying it's hard to run.
They were kind of boggish.
Yeah, they were kind of boggish.
They were a bit on the bog side.
They were bogged down.
So she runs back to Dublin, where she works at her aunt's pub, and about a decade later, her aunt dies, and Christian, or later also known as Kitty, she would take over the aunt's pub, and she fell in love with and married one of the help there, this man named Richard Welsh, and it was there that she made him the waiter, and she ran the place, and they had 2 kids. And then a third was on the way in 1692 when Richard disappeared.
Fucking motherfucker.
And she searched everywhere she could around Dublin, couldn't find the man.
Found a bog.
Yeah.
Couldn't have fled because the roads were
He's
unpaved.
all silage now.
Oh, in the canal. Do they have canals? Are they that forward?
Forward.
Yeah, in Dublin we'd have canals.
Yeah,
maybe.
canal, yeah.
Yeah, we've got one.
It's not exactly Venice, but, you know. They still have street smarts there.
So fucking Amsterdam.
So she is in 1693, a year later, a letter arrives. It's from Richard,
Hey.
and he says that he's in the Netherlands.
Fuck.
And
Because he loves bogs.
He's like, they got canals out the fucking wazoo.
I fell in a
Wazoo.
canal and I wound up here. I don't know how it happened.
well, you're not far off. He said that he got blindingly drunk, and when he woke up, he was in Holland.
That's a good time.
Yeah.
And this is before the tunnel of any of
Yeah,
that shit.
I mean,
It was a stark weekend with a rain.
he was drunk for like a week.
Yeah.
So out on a stag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And apparently, while he was drunk, he had also he'd been forcibly conscripted into King William III's army.
God damn it.
William of Orange? Is that, no.
Well, yeah, so it's the English army. They're fighting against the French in the 9 Years' War. And he would... so he's like, well, I'm here now. So, you know...
It is what it is.
I tried to send you a lot of letters, but...
I don't speak the language over here or nothing.
Yeah. They got Z's and J's all over the fucking
So what happens is... So Kit, she does what any 26-year-old would do who just had the third kid. She gives the kids to her mother, and she runs off to Holland to go find him.
Nice.
But before she runs off to Holland, she says, well, I'm not just going to go by myself willy-nilly. You know, what I'll do is I'll cut my hair, I'll put on one of his suits, and I'll volunteer for the infantry
Oh, shit.
under the name Christian Welsh.
She looking to get some D?
Well, it was the Duke of Marlborough, and she became a dragoon, so I guess there was some D's involved.
There you go.
So the dragoons, those are the guys on the horses with the guns.
Yeah.
And they get off the horses when the horses were standing around.
Yeah.
It's a really bad place to be.
She was a goon in drag.
She's a dragoon.
Very
The
good.
dragoon, you could say.
Very
I was
good.
at Drag Bingo last night. I won a Bebop action figure. Very exciting.
Is there like a hand job?
It was a literal Bebop action figure.
You have to show up with your dick tucked back.
Yeah,
During
yeah.
bingo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're required.
She made fun of me for being from Long Island. It was pretty funny.
Queens is in Long Island, you know.
Oh.
Yeah. Good point.
Wow.
Good point.
And
Shout out to Lauren Banal.
yeah, so I remember a joke when there was, there's still a whole trans, people are scared of trans people for some, but I remember someone posting like, the scariest thing trans people do is that they make fun of me and then they steal my food.
Why do they steal food?
That's what they always do. They're like, well, I'll go over there. They go, hey, sweetie, how are you? And
Yeah,
then they take your fries.
Oh,
Yeah,
they do
yeah.
an Intercepted by Warlords?
Yeah, interesting by warlords.
And then you're just like,
Oh my God. Well,
I can't do anything.
Can't say anything.
She smells so good. She's 6'4".
Yeah, she can
Beat my
dance.
fucking ass.
Yeah, she's gonna sashay out of here.
Yeah.
So Kit, aka now Christian Welsh, she joins the dragoons of the Duke of Marlborough's, and they head off. Her nickname becomes the Pretty Dragoon because everybody's like, this is a pretty lad we got amongst us here.
Yeah.
Really got some soft features.
Very
Yes.
nice.
These hips on this boy.
Yeah.
Oof.
I like her birthing scars.
Yeah.
Her stretch marks.
Yeah. All these dudes think they're gay as fuck.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
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 They're like, God damn. I got to start fighting for this king over here.
So she enters in battle in 1693. Her first battle, Battle of Landen. She's wounded, but she survives, and not a bad wound. So she continues fighting, and so they don't have to like tear her clothes off to get to the wound. So
Does she got to go? Is she not like, ah? Is she not like screaming like a woman?
well,
She's trying to go,
Yeah.
shit.
She's making a I'm coming face for a male coming face.
Oh no!
Being shot with a 1600s gun? What a catastrophe.
Well, I mean, any gun. It's more of a catastrophe now because it does more damage. But
yeah, but I think it's like it's a lot messier about it. Like the guns barely staying together. It's a fucking
Yeah, no, it's true.
it's a mess.
It blow up in their faces.
Yeah, for real. It's a fucking disgrace.
Yeah, piece of shit. You think an Irishman can operate a piece of machinery as intricate as a gun?
We get handed one, we go, whoa, whoa.
It's not a bottle of whiskey. This is a little more complicated than this.
What does this thing back here do?
so the next year, she is captured by the French. But they also don't discover her. They swap her in a prisoner exchange. She's back with her infantry mates.
She's probably ugly to the French.
Mister, she has a vagina. Are you say breasts? It is disgusting. She does not have a nice cock like a man.
Coq monsieur.
Cock, monsieur.
Breakfast. Déjeuner.
Le petit poulet. Just means the little chicken. That's all I know how to say.
Oh, very nice.
It's my French.
So as this is happening, she's asking around with the other prisoners, and then when she's back with the troops, and when they meet up with other regiments, she's asking for her quote-unquote close friend, Richard. Has anyone seen Richard? But despite all this, she's having a hell of a time with the army.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
According to her autobiography, she's, quote, living very merrily. She eats with the army, she drinks with them, she dances, they sleep in the quarters together, and she even pisses without being discovered. What she would do is she would use a silver tube encased with leather straps. And they were like, that's a pretty cool dick you got there.
Yeah. Tight dick, player.
Yeah.
You got one of those robo dicks.
Yeah. Or she's just like, I've been fucking all night. My legs are so sore. I gotta sit down to pee, bros. Oh.
She's from Boston now?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's how you talk when you're pretending to be a man.
Yeah.
The French equivalent. Mon ami, my cookie's so sore.
My fucking balls don't get me started.
Oh my God. You gotta sit down on his John, you know.
John, you know.
Oh, shit, I sat on one of my balls. Oh. Hurts so bad.
No respect.
Though, life in the army, it's not all silver tubes and dance parties.
No.
Sometime in 1695 or 1696, her sergeant attacks a young woman. Kit stands up for the woman. She fights the sergeant off.
Say, lay off.
And they agree to duel over the fight. Ooh. And Kit shoots her sergeant and kills him in the duel.
Oh, shit. Damn.
And the young woman.
How does that work? I guess it's all good. It's dueling rules, right?
Yeah.
So you can shoot your boss. Pretty cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, he probably was like, let's duel. And then you're like, well, it's not my fault.
I demand satisfaction.
Yes, exactly. If not you, then this young woman. Yes.
She'll satisfy me.
Yeah. And she didn't want to. After the duel was over, Kit killed the sergeant in the duel, and the young woman professed her love to Kit. And
Whoa.
Kit was like, I can't marry you. My rank is too low.
Yeah.
That's how she got out of having that discovery.
All right.
These other guys are rank as fuck. You might like them.
Yeah.
That is not like shit, dude.
Yeah.
I piss next to these guys.
Ranks.
Trust me. You're looking for rank guys.
Exactly. What did she do about her period? Never mind. Anyways.
What did anybody do back then? A big old big towel?
Yeah, some socks.
Yeah. They're like, Kit, you're wounded every battle.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah.
You just can't get over that inner thigh injury. Thank you, gal. Bro.
Yeah, like, man, I don't want to get shot by one of these 1600 guns.
I know.
Every other guy's going, you got to get out of the way.
My buddy's been bleeding.
For like 3 years.
Bleed out of his silver dick.
So, but because no one's sure if it's because of the duel or if it's just after the duel, but shortly after the duel, Kit is discharged honorably.
Talk about discharge.
Honorably.
But a year later, she's still going. She's like, I had a great time, and I'm still looking for that husband of mine.
Jesus.
She re-enlists with the 2nd Royal North British Dragoons, a.k.a. the Scots Greys. A famous infantrymen.
Yeah. Yeah.
And now the war ends. But
He called them infantry men's. Infantry men's.
Is that what I said?
Yeah. Famous infantry men's.
Infantry men's.
I can't say it either.
Very good.
Manses. Some infantry menses.
Infantry guys.
Dude, what the fuck is she going to do if she sees them, though? She's going to be
Right.
like, yeah.
Yeah. Are you wounded, miss? She's miss.
She's doing this.
Where you Could I find blood sausage?
For you audio only folks, they're mimicking eating genitals.
Yeah. We did the cunnilingus first,
Yeah.
and then Laura did a tight blowjob.
tight flesh.
Fillet an Irish.
There's no way an Irish woman's doing a blowjob.
John, you haven't met. So the war ends shortly after she enlists the second time, about a year later or so. She has still not found Richard. It had been 8 years now she'd been looking for him.
Damn.
And then in 1701, the War of Spanish Succession starts off, and that's another giant European conflict.
God fucking damn it. And she's
This
psyched.
century is a disaster.
Yeah.
It's a big old mess. There's a struggle for the Spanish Empire, and then all of the other European nations get involved because they want to decide who gets to take over the Spanish Empire.
You know what I think about at this time is like getting the word to the people on the ground. What's happening now and why?
Yeah.
Because like it's taking like the politics are taking place in
All of
a few rooms, and you're going like, we're with who now?
it's the Monty Python Holy Grail. The guys doing grass while Arthur shows up. They're like, I don't know. Every now and then, someone shows up in town and tells us there's a giant war.
Yeah, or there's a new king.
So the Spanish War of Succession, was that because of the Habsburgs? Because the really deformed Habsburg guy died?
I believe so. The death of the childless Charles II.
Yes, that was the guy. The guy with a giant jaw who everyone knows about, who had like the black one nut, who the guy on 30 Rock is making fun of.
Yes. Was that Pee-wee?
Gerhard, yes. Pee-wee. Pee-wee played, Gerhard or whatever. Yeah. You'll see all these videos on YouTube. They'll be like, why were the Habsburgs most inbred dynasty to ever exist?
Yeah.
Because they were hot.
That was an awesome YouTube cadence.
That really was.
Smash that like button. It's a little more for you, but it means a lot to the channel.
You might be wondering how this guy became like this guy.
How did the Spanish monarchy end up with a dude with one black nut?
God.
You think you'd see it like through the generations, like one nut slowly getting more black than the other, and you're like, we got to stop at some
Really
point.
walnut-like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, the big one with the Brits, I believe, was the hemophilia.
Yes.
It was, I mean, I think in all royal families.
Among
but
other issues.
there was a bunch of shit where, it was either you're gay or you're going to bleed to death.
Yeah, true.
know?
Sometimes both.
Queen Victoria had the hemophilia gene. Yeah. She passed on to everybody.
Fuck. What a nightmare.
Yeah.
Because, like,
Sucks.
you're not even safe in, like, your silk robes.
Yeah, plus the best doctor in the world is going, let's just get all the blood out of you.
Well, that's why what's his face? Rasputin became so popular
Because
with
he
the
didn't
queen.
he didn't do this terrible
Well, no,
thing.
because he said don't give him
Aspirin.
aspirin because
Oh,
aspirin's
it's
blood.
the blood. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
That's right.
He didn't know. Whatever.
But also,
Yeah, also,
he was a genius mystic.
he didn't.
well, also a great idea is don't do whatever the last guy was doing.
yeah.
Exactly. It's kind of just a great idea. You're like, tell me everything you're doing. Okay, I'm going to stop doing that. Then
Yeah.
it gets better. Everybody's like, he's a fucking genius.
Yeah.
And he's got a hog.
The problem was Prince Charles of Spain was, the rightful ruler of the Habsburg Empire, which I think is also like Holy Roman Empire connected.
Yeah.
And he couldn't father kids because he had one shriveled black nut.
Fuck.
And
Very cool.
That's why you have your best friend do it, and
Even
you
though
just
he
raise
got
him as your
married.
kid.
yeah, he did have a wife who was like a young, fertile woman, but who was like one of his cousins or nieces or something.
God
We've
damn
all,
it.
we've all
But
been there.
so that led to a succession issue with them, where they're like, "Who's going to take over?" And it was one of those cases like with Queen Elizabeth, where they're like, "Maybe we'll find a cousin or some shit."
Yeah.
So rough
And
times.
that's why Prince Andrew is
Rough
now King
times.
Andrew.
Yeah.
So, 1701, the War of Spanish Succession. And so Kit, she's 34. She's like, I still haven't found my husband. Like any normal 34-year-old woman looking for her husband, she says, back in the army. And she re-enlists.
With a cat.
And
Yeah.
Because she's a 34-year-old woman. No husband.
she's a spinster now.
Yes, I mean, how many,
On her shoulder.
how many years has it been?
It's been, by now it's been like 10 years.
10 years.
Yeah, or something.
10 years looking for dick.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, you're surrounded by it. It was the dicks we met along the way.
Yeah. Well, she did say she'd have, well, no, I guess she couldn't come out as a lady amongst the army folk. Because they would have kicked her right out of there, John.
I think it would have obviously boosted her popularity. Not only does this guy rule, check
Got a
this
sweet
out.
pussy.
Yeah. This guy likes to fuck.
Yeah.
And it's cool, not like troublesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For us. Again, she joins again. No one notices she's a woman. She's a pretty dragoon again. She's dancing, drinking, looting. She was noted to be a very good looter. And she said she really enjoyed marauding. It was very beneficial to her.
Nice.
Nothing centers me
Nothing
like,
I like more than they would do with my broad in the morning.
yeah. You know
Why
when
she has
you're
a
just
Cockney
running,
accent now?
you know when you're just
all over the place.
running down the street like, it really centers me.
Yeah.
I miss my kids.
Marauding, Jesus
I know.
Christ.
Yeah, in her autobiography, she says marauding was very beneficial.
I mean,
I mean, you're
I guess
hey,
you-
free stuff.
you're getting shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Compared to what? Raising cattle?
Yeah.
Or kids.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turnips?
Yeah, all I do is get seduced when I do that.
I know.
Exactly.
Farming potatoes.
Yeah, there's no guys trying to fuck her this whole time.
Dude, that's fucking crazy.
And at one point, so like they have.
I mean, it's really crazy that, I mean, she's also holding out for a fucking dick.
Yeah. Well,
because
there's that.
10 years?
Yeah, and she's fighting the battles, and everybody's like, she's really good.
Yeah. And then also, like, if you are jazzed on marauding for real,
Yeah.
I bet you're like, I could go for a fucking dick right now.
Yeah.
After all this running around breaking windows and
Yeah.
shit, blowing out candles,
Well, they say-
whatever they do when they're marauding.
Blowing out candles.
Stealing milk pails. I don't know.
Blowing out candles?
That's my idea of anarchy.
Yeah.
That you can't see now.
I'm going to ship all these candles home. We're going to have light forever.
Yeah, that's the way she loses.
Yeah.
She steals scented candles.
I guess I'll be minding your beeswax.
Plus, you can fuck the candle. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, I did think about that.
You did think about
Well,
that.
for her.
Yeah, me too, man. Not for me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe for me later. If she did it first. So as these armies go, they're followed by giant swaths of like people selling stuff and buying stuff and prostitutes because like there's tons of money in the army.
Sure.
And these guys need stuff.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so at one point, a prostitute who's following the army claims that Kit is the father of one of their kids. And Kit, in order to not go, well, look, here's why I'm definitely not, just agrees and pays the woman off.
Hey.
Wow.
And then in July 1704,
And they're all like, kid, you are a fucker, bro.
God damn it, kid, I've been trying to fuck that lady for years.
You have a masculine son, kid. The child is a masculine child. You are purely a representation of maleness.
I wonder if it's just because, like,
Great ass.
Great ass.
I wonder if she
And
picked.
you're right up in it. Is that what he says? She's got a great ass. Get.
Give me all you got. I wonder if it was because Kit was so good at stealing that it was like, that's the person I should pick to accuse. Because they probably have the most to pay. You know what I mean?
Maybe, or maybe the prostitute just fancied Kit and was hoping.
I would like my son to have a fair pair of eyes, luscious like you.
Yeah. She starts seeing the tit. She's like, what the fuck is all this?
I want my son to have a nice pair of tits.
Could support his family with his breasts.
So where was this now?
So they're eventually, I think they're around Holland
Oh, boy.
and that area.
Well, that's fucking Dick Central.
Because in 1704, she's wounded in the thigh at the Battle of Schellenberg.
Ugh.
That's too close to the pussy.
You could hit the femoral artery. Is
Yeah.
what you could
Yeah,
do.
that's true. But a month later, fights through that. Months later is another battle, the Battle of Blindham, and gets through that one too. And then she's assigned prisoner duty. They say, it's been a good run for you. Why don't you watch after the prisoners?
Good call.
And while she's guarding the prisoners, she's looking at all the regiments walking by, and she sees this Dutch woman throw her arms around this guy, and the guy turns around, and she goes, "That's Richard."
Uh-oh.
She goes, "That son of a bitch." And so she, it'd been 12 years now.
Wow.
Oh, God.
But he recognizes her,
He does.
and he says that I've been sending letters all over the place.
Yeah. Likely story.
Yeah.
Well, also, she's all over the place, too, though. She's not getting any letters.
It's true, yeah. I mean, he doesn't know she's in the army until now.
Yeah.
And so, so this is what Broderick writes. He writes. So what Kit writes in her autobiography is she felt divided between rage and love, resentment and compassion. And then she probably did that symbol, John, of you eating pussy that she made to him. Yeah. And so he figured, he was like, oh, okay. And so they were like, okay, she wanted to keep fighting. So she goes, we're going to both fight, but I'm here now. And so you stay in your regiment, I'll stay in mine. But I just want, I want you to know I'm here. And, they start, getting together and.
Wow. What about this Dutch broad?
Nice.
Well, that'll come back. That'll come back.
Oh, shit.
In 1706, 2 years later, they could have left, but they're still fighting in the army, both of them.
Is the Dutch woman in the army, too?
Dutch woman is one of those, the people following the army.
Ah.
Bring water,
Groupies.
whatever.
Yeah, groupies.
She's a real Molly Pitcher for all you guys who know about the American Revolution.
Which would happen in another 70 years.
Yeah.
She's a real stupid bitch.
Yes.
To be
Yes.
sexist and retarded.
That's universal. That applies to all timelines. So in 1706, they're still fighting for some reason. This time she's wounded and gets knocked unconscious.
Oh, shit.
And fractures her skull. And when the doctor goes to treat her, he discovers,
Whoopsie.
we got a lady here.
Yeah.
And the secret's out. And the word goes out through the army. Everybody's fucking amazed. They're like, holy shit, she's incredible. For Kit, her biggest problem was that she had to stop marauding now.
Why?
Yeah.
Well, you can't let the ladies go marauding around, John. That's for the soldiers to do.
I think she's proven herself quite a bit.
Well,
I mean, it wouldn't be the same without her.
John, the army has rules for a reason. You can't just have chaos while you're marauding.
Look, it's not Vietnam. There are rules.
Yeah.
It's Holland.
Yeah.
It's
It eats some smoked fish and no chicks.
Yeah.
Smoked fish, no chicks.
Yeah.
The rules. Back in the day.
Other boring shit to rob.
Gouda. We eat cheese.
So her commander has her husband brought into the regiment and orders her to be paid while she's being cared for. Her and Richard remarry on the battlefield, and
damn it.
She's formally discharged, and then she's allowed to follow it as a wife and what they call a sutler, which is someone who follows with the army, but in a professional way, not like a prostitute. They sell wares and they make food and stuff like that.
Huh.
And but she also while she's doing this,
She's a decorated veteran.
Yeah, pretty much. She discovers that while she's doing this that her husband's Dutch mistress is still following the army.
Fucking motherfucker.
So she discovers them together one night. So Kit cuts off the woman's nose.
Whoa.
Despite her face.
Yes. Much like syphilis.
What do you think about old skull face now? Skeletor. Do you want to fuck her now? Do you, Richard? Go on. Have at it.
Is she a party? She's a party woman.
And so she cuts off her nose, and then Kit writes that the violence of my temper, which was a very jealous one, pushed me on too far in this business. Because what she does next is she takes the woman and puts her on a turning stool. It's a torture device they use where they would tie someone to a stool and then spin them around until they vomited.
Oh, shit.
Much like a playground game.
Yeah,
not too bad.
Yeah.
But,
well, when
they would keep doing it. They would faint at some point, and
I would think she would maraud her guts with a knife.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She cut the nose off. So eventually, though, they...
Sounds like it's going to worry out your torturer. Or wear out your torturer.
Yeah, my arms.
Here we go again. Like, what a fucking lunatic.
But they...
Is Richard there for this?
Yeah.
Oh, darling, you're doing this terrible thing.
Yeah.
It's a terrible thing you've done to her.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, my stars.
He was like, maybe you ought to leave her alone now. What do you think?
So what happens?
Fun is fun.
What happens
Fun is fun.
They stitch the nose back on and they send the lady on her way. And then a few months later,
On her way.
Ta-ta.
in September 1709, the Battle of Malplaquet, Richard does not return from the battlefield. Kit goes out there. She turns over 200 bodies, flipping them over until she eventually finds his. She drags it back. They bury it.
Wow, what a fucking maniac.
Yeah. 3 months later,
She's like, don't be...
yeah.
You're sleeping, are you? He's winking awake occasionally.
She gets back and she starts getting involved with a captain of the Scots Greys, a man named Ross. She becomes known as Mother Ross because of it. But while she's doing this, she decides to marry some other soldier. And a year later, he dies, and she notes that she didn't feel as much grief over his death that she did over Richard's. As you can imagine.
What is a grading system?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, the guy you worked 12 years to find?
Yeah. 2 years after the war ends in, what was it, 1714. So she stays with the army until 1714. She's around 40 at this point. The war ends. She travels to London. By the time she gets there, her fame has already arrived and preceded her.
Really?
And she's presented to Queen Anne, and she's given a pension of $1 a day for the rest of her life, which I forgot to look up, but you know.
It sounds good.
Yeah, it's probably a pretty nice
For that time?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everything's a fucking pence.
Because I feel like at that in 1600s, a rich person would have like a couple £100 a year, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
It's like an earning.
I trust you.
Do you want me to look it up?
We'll come back. You
Circle back?
Yeah. It'd be a real
Let's put it to the test.
yeah, people are going to come back from break going,
Cliffhanger.
we got it.
Oh, shit. Worst episode ever.
Yeah. Smash that like button.
So she
Smash that dislike button if you fucking hate bitches who can't do math.
it's called inflation. And she meets with Queen Anne, and she gets her pension of $1 a week, or $1 a day, the rest of her life. She returns to Dublin after that.
Oh, yeah.
And she marries another soldier, this time named Davies. They start a pub together. Davies spends all of their money on drink. But both of them find that the soldier life is more of their thing. And so they just end up spending the next 27 years just traveling around and never staying anywhere for too long.
Like deadheads.
Yeah.
Yeah, with PTSD.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's probably, you don't want to be in one place.
Things are a little too quiet around here.
I just imagine they're like parrot heads where they're like, we want to be pirates. Where they're just like middle-aged pirates.
Yeah.
They're just like, we want to drink rum and sing songs and hang out on boats and take our tops off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, probably, because, I mean, they just travel around, they
We just want to have shitty bodies and show them.
it was a nomadic nature of the army life that probably stuck with them, and they spent the next 27 years traveling between Ireland and England, and they would just depend on charity from admirers and former army people.
Nice.
Crazy.
And so they'd probably just show up and someone would go, here's a room and board, tell me your tale, or some shit, you know?
And I had a pussy the whole time.
You still have a pussy.
I was like, cheeseburger in paradise.
Yeah.
Shepherd's pie in paradise.
You should have seen the bridge on this one.
Yeah. Imagine like she gets to the part about cutting the nose off and they're all like, oh, fuck, we invited her in the house. Oh, God.
She's older at this point. And
She's
then
set in her ways.
eventually as they get old, she has her husband get a job at the Royal Hospital in Chelsea. She spends her remaining days there. She dies there in 1739, and at her request, she's buried with the other military folks in the Royal Hospital of Chelsea's graveyard, and she's buried with full military honors.
Yes, deservedly so.
Yeah. And that's the story of
Fucking got a bunch
Cavanaugh.
of musket in her fucking gut.
Yeah.
God
Yeah.
damn it. You
Yeah.
better give her full fucking honors.
Yeah, no word on her kids.
No, that's a common one.
Yeah.
With people back then.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, they had kids. I don't know. They got out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The grandmother raised them.
Yeah,
Something.
Yeah. They went on to be other crazy people.
Yeah, they went on
that we'll talk about later.
They'll come up again.
But a beautiful dragoon.
Should we take a break and come back?
Sure.
And are we going to do two more?
I have another one, and that's going to lead us down a little rabbit hole of some stupid stuff.
Okay, and I'll look up a shilling.
Yeah.
In what year's time?
It would have been
1660s?
1714.
1714. All right, folks, we'll be right back. And we're back.
Ooh, boy.
And we learned what?
We learned we're terrible at math.
Yeah, it took us a long time to
Ain't
figure
too
this out,
long.
folks.
Yeah. About $200 a day.
$200 a day is a shilling a day. There are 20 shillings in a pound, folks. So she was making it's a good time.
Yeah.
Basically, probably enough to stay pretty drunk.
Yeah,
I bet that was kind of the goal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not too bad.
Can't go wrong. Plus, as an ex-military
Feed the cat.
person, you get a little extra. You probably get free meals. You go to the hospital. They go, whatever.
Yeah.
You show your scars.
Yeah. You go, also, I have a pussy. And
Yeah.
you go, holy
Yeah,
shit.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
I could suck on the edge of my teeth.
God.
That's the only army with milk in it. Jesus. Excuse me. Not appropriate.
Not cool, man.
Sorry.
No, it's all right. So who's next?
Well, let's continue chronologically. Now, we have a very good suggestion that I will save for another time from B on Patreon. B, I'll get to it. I also want to say to Paul, Paul, fantastic suggestion. That book is being shipped from England. It's not arriving until the end of December, they tell me.
Very nice.
But that's a good one. We have some good ones. I try to keep up with them, but keep suggesting them. And
I found a couple today. Got a couple today through the Instagram.
oh, very nice.
It was very nice.
And so man, the Patreon $10 level.
Yeah. Those people go to the front of the queue.
Yeah. Okay, so this one is also is among the wild Irish women, but
Jesus.
it leads us down a very, very stupid, fun rabbit hole of some real scoundrels and a couple things at the end, which when I get to, I'll explain. That not everybody gets to listen to. Only our best fans get to listen to.
Is that true?
That's true, John.
okay.
So we're going to talk about someone named Lady Betty. And the story comes from the book by Marion Broderick, but also from the Irish Examiner from, I think, 2021 article. And also the original story comes from Oscar Wilde's father, William Robert Wilde.
Oh.
A real dandy of a man.
I bet.
I don't know if that's true, but you just have to assume.
Because Oscar was gay.
And a fancy lad.
Hey, he was a fancy lad, John.
Fancy lad.
He never fought in the army.
Yeah, I guess the apple doesn't fall far.
Really takes on after his father.
Yeah.
I don't know if he was a fancy guy at all. He was
Wilde.
He was a sir, so
that's fancy.
whatever. All those guys dressed with the big wigs and the big coats and everything. I mean, come on.
Yeah, they're all
Pretty
Bram
fabulous.
Stoker's Dracula.
Yeah.
How do you say?
They're all Star Wars characters.
Yeah, they are. They're all cops. They'll have a lot of phlegm going.
I'm full of robots.
There's no fresh water. So we're going to go to 1750 here. First name, she was born Elizabeth, last name unknown. Around 1750 in County Kerry.
County Kerry.
That's right, southwest corner of Ireland out there.
Yeah.
Just steers and queers from County Kerry. As far as I know.
I had two aunts from County Kerry, and they all talked like this. They were very.
Really?
They didn't have horns, did they?
They were very gentle sort of County Kerry.
Were they savage, or did they hide it with the...
Kerry was one of the first rebel counties. It would have been the southern, like the south of the country was the first to really start kicking up shit.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Because you're kind of the farthest from the north, where the British are really holding it down.
Yeah, yeah.
Then the land gets shittier. They're like, who's gonna farm here? Except
Sure.
a bunch of old paddies. But Kerry also gets a little windstream from Spain that causes the coastline of Kerry to get palm trees.
That is nice.
No shit.
Yeah, for real.
That is
incredible.
cool.
It's
they
nuts.
They don't have to import them like we do in Los Angeles.
These are all natural Irish palm trees. Yeah, it's totally true.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. So why you have your black hair? From the Spaniards.
I know. I wonder.
No, they were all.
You're from Mayo. That's Northwest.
They were all aunts by marriage.
Oh, okay. So they were taken.
but
Not
yeah.
by faith.
No, but
They weren't called to the role of aunt.
But it is funny. Like they're. I mean, they're really both. They all actually I had 3 fucking aunts from Kerry.
But they all kind of talked like this. Very
Interesting.
sort of
Oh,
soft
John.
sounding. Yeah.
Saints preserve us.
Yeah.
So Elizabeth, 1750 in County Kerry. She grew up in a farming family, lived in abject poverty, and she was described as quote, stout maid, dark-eyed, swarthy complexioned. Whatever that's worth.
Yeah. I didn't imagine a lot better from Lady Betty.
Yeah, at some point she marries another poor farmer. His name is Sugru, or Shugru, or Shukru. There's a whole, I looked it up.
Spell
and,
it.
S-U, this is the anglicized
It's
version.
like an Irish name.
S-U-G-R-U-E.
S-U-G.
Sugaroo.
And so I looked up, the Wikipedia says it's supposed to be pronounced with an H. According, one woman from the Irish Examiner who reports in the cultural division, she posted on Twitter, or X, formerly known as Twitter, that it was pronounced Shugru, and then her comments were like, "You're fucking wrong, lady.
Really?
It's Shukru or
my God.
Shugru."
Yeah.
There's
This
a whole
stuff scares
thing.
the shit out of me. You know why?
Why?
Because once in a comment on a BuzzFeed video, I said pleb. I said plebe instead of pleb,
Oh.
like plebeian.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I had only read
Yes.
and I thought it was plebe.
Plebeian, yeah.
So I said plebe. And they were like, "It's fucking pleb!
Yeah.
You stupid bitch!"
I always thought
700
pleb was like
comments.
the internet version, like a dumb internet version.
No, I guess that's why you're supposed to say it. But like, I had hundreds of people being like, "You don't fucking know how the words work."
Yeah, no, the internet's fun.
Yeah.
When there's-
People are routinely cool.
Sensitive.
Yeah.
And understanding.
Yeah.
Just a lot of compassion going around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have, whenever I hear people are like, "I hope I say this right," I'm like, "I hope you are too."
Yeah. Otherwise, there will be far-reaching
Yeah.
consequences.
Yeah.
It feels so bad when you do it wrong.
If you have any corrections on this episode, you can leave them nowhere.
Yeah.
In your
Do not
anus.
contact me.
Well, Gaelic is also so weird too that like
Yeah.
the pronunciation is probably fucking batshit to what it looks like.
Yeah. No, the actual spelling of it is, I don't even know if those are letters, John.
Yeah.
I think it's just, it's glyphs.
They get fucking weird with it.
So, she marries Sugru. I don't know why I said it like that. I knew I should.
Apologize to our Japanese viewers. Okay,
Also sounds like phlegm.
it's too predictable.
Can't believe we came back for this.
She met a quaint
came-
Japanese farmer in County Kerry.
That's so stupid.
He proved his worth by running an obstacle course.
So they marry. They have 3 children. And then at some point, over that span after the 3 children, the husband dies. The family's left even more destitute.
Yeah, without a name to puzzle over.
Yeah, there's nothing. How do they stay warm at night? They can't talk about anything.
Yeah, they can't get their brains warmed up to like, is it Shager? Sugar? Sugar Daddy.
So Elizabeth, she decides she's going to take her kids and she's going to walk with them all the way to Roscommon. Roscommon?
Wisconsin. That's where my grandmother's from.
It's 140 miles from County Kerry.
Yeah, it's fucking Kerry's the bottom and Roscommon's like the middle.
It's the middle, yeah.
But also Ireland's so small that it's not that crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's 140
My family's
miles.
from the north, near the north.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Do you know which one?
Donegal.
Oh, yeah, that's
Where they eat the potato skins and all.
Oh, that's the rhyme?
Yeah, Donegal, where they eat the potato skins and all.
Yeah, my other grandma is from Donegal, and going out there, it's like, dude, it's one of the places where Irish survived because you can tell the British were like, fuck it, keep it. Like, it gets so craggy and like, it's just like, there's not a stone anywhere there's grass. Like it's the most unfarmable shit. Yeah. And it was like, I remember going out there being like, this is like
grim.
It's grim. It's fucking grim. But then that was where all like the Irish dancing and all that shit survived the most, and the language too.
Yeah.
So it was like islands off Galway and Donegal.
Yeah. The fam came to the Americas in the 1920s. So
yeah,
and to be farmers.
Yeah.
Because they were finally by the 1920s. It's like, this has been bullshit for 400 years.
Dude, if you could farm in Donegal, you got a leg up on the rest of the fucking globe.
Yeah.
You probably farm the Sahara.
They were fucking tall as shit, though. All the guys in my dad's family are all like 6 foot and above.
But you had to be, because you had to pick those rocks up.
I know. Well, they say in Ireland, there's a good-looking guy behind every rock and a good-looking girl behind every tree. They're ugly.
Oh, is that what?
Well, yeah, part of the British, and
the boys are fancy.
Were you jacking off?
Yes.
Okay.
Part of the the original racist propaganda was like, the Irish are these big people.
Baboons. They're apes.
Yeah.
Baboons.
They're apes. They drew them like monkeys, practically.
Yeah.
In the propaganda.
They did. And rats. Apes and rats.
Apes and rats.
That's the go-to. You know?
Apes and rats.
Yeah.
Yeah. A ratty ape-like people.
Yeah.
Taking all the jobs. So she decides to walk up, because at this time Roscommon is, it's a happening spot. It's,
Oh, yeah. It didn't stay that way.
No, it definitely not as today, but at the time, because it's in the middle of the country, it for some reason it was the place where you take people. You go, well, there's money there.
Sure.
So along the way, the 140 miles she's walking with the kids, 2 of them die of starvation. 140 miles.
Fuck, dude.
It's regular Oregon Trail.
Yeah. Roscommon Trail.
Wasn't there anybody along the way that was like, hey, here's a spud or something?
Threw a dirty cabbage at them.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Catch.
So they eventually, her oldest son, Padraig, he survives with her, and they get to Roscommon, and she moves, her and Padraig, they move into an abandoned hovel. And they beg and borrow and steal to survive. And Elizabeth, though, she has a violent temper. And between that and the poverty, at some point, Padraig says, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Nuts to your mother.
I mean...
Also, you're in a city.
Be in a good mood. You're already broke.
You're in a city, he's probably 18, 19, 20. At some point, you go like, I could get fucking yelled at somewhere else.
Yeah.
And in 1775, he tells his mother that he's leaving for America to find his fortune. Some say he joined the British Army, and others say that maybe he made it to America, joined the Continental Army. No one's entirely sure.
Nobody gives a fuck.
What we do know is that Elizabeth eventually she becomes a shut-in, but she's able to scrape by and eke out a living by renting out her room. Like she eventually gets a place and rents out the rooms, or if it's one room, I don't know, to boarders. Mm-hmm. And by now her son has stopped writing to her, and she's become more bitter and more bitter. And in 1789, another lodger shows up. One night, he's a tall man with big dark beard and a long coat, and he arrives and he asks for a room. He gives her a gold coin and tells her, go buy a bunch of food for the house.
Yeah, just kind of spice the place up a little.
And so she goes out and buys milk and eggs and cheese, and she comes back, and something inside of her must have snapped. Maybe overseeing this rich guy. Maybe she thought, I can steal his money and go find my son. At some point during the night, she sneaks up on this guy and she stabs him to death. She pockets the money. She starts rifling through her things. And while she's rifling through them, she discovers that this man was her son, Podrick.
No.
Yeah.
Fuck. He found his fortune.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And lost it to this crazy lady.
My son, my lodger, my son, my lodger. It's a Chinatown reference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Very good.
It's more like the fucking Bates Motel.
I know.
God damn it.
Yeah. But, she admits her faults. She runs into the streets, starts screaming, I've killed my son. I'm a murderer. I'm a murderer.
No way.
And she says I should be arrested, and so they do.
We'll have somebody in the morning.
Stay there.
Ah, it's too late. They're all in bed. You'll still be a murderer in the morning.
Stifle yourself.
Say your goodbyes and all that and sort it out.
They're got quite a to-do of homicide at this hour.
So she's arrested, and she's sent to the old jail. I didn't realize that.
It wasn't the brand new incarceration complex.
Eventually, there would be a new one, but I mean, for some reason, I always assumed it was Gaul. I always forget that it's an anglicized jail. G-A-O-L. It's jail.
Yeah.
But these things you learn. That's why I do it, just so I can learn.
At least
a
you
word.
didn't say it on the internet.
Yeah.
I know. You'd be raked over the coals, you would. Not like we will for this Irish accent. Everyone will find very appropriate and accurate.
So she's sent to the old jail in Roscommon. It's the Roscommon's Market Square, and she's sentenced to death. And on the day of her hanging, she's in line with 25 other convicts. Some of them are sheep stealers, cattle rustlers, shoplifters, and white boys.
Wait, sheep stealers?
Sheep stealers.
Okay, they just stole them.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean...
Well, you never know.
I mean,
it's already one
if
crime.
you stole them, you might as well fuck them.
I know. You already got it.
It's implied in the law.
I
What do
know.
you think the cattle rustlers doing?
Yeah. So, but I mean... Yeah, the sheep.
Sheep shuckers.
So even when I was there, and the fucking that's to 99 to 02, when that fucking foot and mouth shit hit, dude, it would be like you would see families. I mean,
decimating the
just they'd be crying about a whole flock. To some that was their livelihood. So a sheep stealer back then, I can only imagine it's they're like, oh, we just have to hang you.
Yeah. Like stealing a horse in the old west.
Well, I mean, the sheep is bringing in money. That you're stealing money.
Yeah.
In essence.
Now, what about these cattle rustlers?
Well, there's cattle rustlers.
That makes it sound fun. Aren't they doing the same thing?
It sounds like they're tickling them. They're just gonna rustle you up.
Well, maybe it sours the milk. Can't have that.
Yeah, but it makes the beef nicer. I bet they're supposed to do it.
But you can't. You need the milk first.
Just giving it the Kobe treatment.
Yeah. Massage them with beer.
That leads to all kinds of problems.
Sheep stealers, cattle rustlers, shoplifters, and also what they called white boys back then.
White boys.
So
now we're gonna do offensive Jamaican.
Yeah. I was wondering.
White boys.
So white boys.
Chet Hanks was standing around.
White boys back then, at this time, they were teenagers who had torn down fences and hedges surrounding what had once been common land. So as the English came in and started blocking off land and privatizing it, the white boys were some kids who were tearing the land down, saying, "No, this is common land. We should all be using it." And so
that's kind of like that one guy with the federal land here. He's all
one of many.
He's alt-righty, but
yeah, I'm trying to dredge up his name in my memory.
Teal?
And
was it in the Southwest or something?
Yeah.
And he was like,
yeah.
got into one of those big standoffs with the federal government over
Bundy.
Bundy.
No, he was using federal land. And
well, I mean, what are they doing?
They're blocking it off. I guess it's probably the same thing. You're right. No, he was fencing it. Yeah.
I mean, the government's saying
"Don't fence me in." What's that song? Don't fence me in.
I think that's it.
I don't know how the melody goes. I really fucked it up. So.
I think it's a type.
Meanwhile, they don't know if it becomes federal land, you can bury bodies on it.
Yeah, well.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to take that back.
Well, in New Mexico, I mean, who's fucking searching millions, thousands of miles of federal land? Nobody.
yeah.
Nobody.
That's what you need a catapult.
Also, the Key West, the motion of the ocean and the Atlantic around the Keys in Florida, whatever. The what is it?
Gulf Stream.
The Gulf Stream. You can take a body can be taken 40 miles in an hour up the jet stream.
And a cop told you that.
I was going to say the same thing.
And a cop told me this. Cop's like, damn, you drop a body in the jet stream, that thing will be 90 miles and out of the middle of nowhere before anyone knows what happened.
It's like, how do you think Bernie got to all those different weekends?
Dude, they tell you all this shit.
Did a cop
like-
really tell you that?
Yeah, but the jet stream.
Amazing.
Yeah. They love talking about this. One cop was just like, murder is my heroin.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Murder is my heroin.
Yeah.
That's not
I
good.
can't quit murder
Yeah.
because I'm addicted to it.
And I get a pension for it.
Yeah. For me, music is my boyfriend.
For me,
sounds way
hey,
tame.
hey, you, I don't like your girlfriend.
Very tame. So on the day of the execution, she's with all these 25 other convicts. And on the day they show up, they're all in. They're led out to the gallows in chains. They're greeted. The crowd is there, cursing and hissing at them. A pistol is fired to calm the crowd down.
Calm down now, damn it.
And they're not even shooting at people. And
They're
the
acting worse than the fucking sheep stealer.
but as they're standing there waiting to die, no one shows up. The hangman doesn't show up. Some say it was because maybe he was
In the pub.
he was a fan of the White Boys.
He was up in the club.
Yeah.
And so the sheriff and deputy, they're there too, and they say
Jesus.
we're too classy to be the hangman.
Yeah.
And so nothing is happening. And so Elizabeth, she gets out of line. She says, "You set me free, I'll hang everybody."
Hey!
No.
And they say, the sheriff turns to the deputy, they start talking, they go, "Fuck it. You're the hangman now."
Holy fucking shit.
And so she hangs 24 people, shows no sympathy about it.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So they're just in line and they're all chatting. They're like, what?
They're all up in the
You're
club.
like, what?
Sorry, no,
What did
I'm
you
all
do?
up in the club.
What did you do? And he goes, "Shape stealer."
Yeah.
What did you do? Killed me son.
Yeah.
And then she goes, "I'll do it." And the sheep stealer's like, "What the fuck?" And he goes, "You fucking retard." And she hops up the fucking steps and she starts fashioning nooses.
Your son's to me.
I'll bring men into the world. I'll take them out of the world.
Yeah.
So the
Come on up.
she hangs 24 people, shows no sympathy. With that day's work done, they say, "All right, you're the executioner now." They give her a private residence in the jail. They move the gallows under her recommendation. They move the gallows. She's on the third. They give her a third floor residence, and under her recommendation, they move the gallows to next to her residence.
Oh, nice.
Her apartment. And
She wants to work from home.
She wants. Yeah.
She's like a WFH. She's
Yeah.
like, girl.
Yeah.
And so
Do Zooms.
Yeah.
We'll do Zooms execution.
So now the gallows are on the next to her quarters on the third floor, and so the prisoners have to walk through her room and then crawl through a window to put their head into a noose so she can pull.
Jesus, I'm sorry, the place is a mess. Come on through here. Come on now.
But as they do
Just
this,
cooked a salmon. Just cooked a salmon. Smells a bit fishy. My apologies.
They gotta put their head through a fucking window.
listen, they have to crawl through a window to get onto the platform where they put their head through a noose, and then she pulls the lever. To drop them to their death.
God damn it.
And
Like a game of mousetrap.
what she also does is she I don't know if she does this for all of them, maybe all of them. She draws on her wall. She draws a portrait of each person she's killing with like a stick with charcoal, like a burned stick. And so she's just got this room full of all the people that she's been sending to death.
God damn it.
It's just whacking it to him.
Oh, yeah.
You're all gone.
Jesus Christ.
So there's hundreds of portraits
Whoa.
Dude.
and no word on if she was actually
I
good
think
at drawing.
This is the first.
Could have been really bad.
Like stick figures.
It's just a big circle and a smiling
dead.
face.
Yeah, it's just it's dead. No, it's
Podrick.
X's over the eyes.
I think this is the first we've ever heard of this, where it's a criminal executioner.
Yeah.
It's really wild.
Yeah, I mean, just the stepping out of line. And meanwhile, the guys who tore down the hedges are going, I tore down a hedge.
Yeah.
This woman stabbed her son to death.
Yeah, he was like, I was arguing over lines.
Yeah.
He goes,
She wanted to rob a dude and killed him.
yeah.
Yeah. It's nuts.
And she's the one?
Yeah, he's like, I'm against hedges.
She's against heads.
We did a short thing on, I don't know if you know the guy, but he was like, he wanted to have different Audubon rules applied to him because he was doing so many executions in Nazi Germany.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And like he created like a more compact and what he considered humane guillotine.
Mm-hmm.
But he's doing this all for the fucking Nazis.
Yeah.
And then he survives and but he was just taking, this very, German approach to it where it's like, this is the way to do it. This is the way
Right.
to do it more but he's going around killing all these very innocent people. And that was in the Sophie Scholl episode.
Yes.
Because he executed Sophie Scholl and he was like, I hadn't seen anybody be that brave before. And then I think after the war, he was like completely against the death penalty. I think maybe like he committed suicide or his son committed suicide, but he lived to be like a ripe old age and he was the headsman for the Nazi regime, like in the entire country. It was fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But the position, is a thing where you always think of it like, well, you'd never want to do that.
You want the most noble person.
But also I understand them being like, I don't want to fucking do it.
Well, you miss work for a day. Like, you don't show up to work the register at CVS. Woman who killed her son. If she's there, she might take
Yeah,
it.
it's crazy to think too, like the idea of like a crazy Catholic country like Ireland, and it's like, I'm the executioner.
Yeah.
It's got to be done.
Someone's gotta do it.
Yeah.
Someone has to do it. They're like, we can't not kill these people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're like, we let a batshit woman do it up there in the apartment. They crawl through a window. She draws a picture of him. All types of shit.
Yeah.
She's fucking out of her mind.
Well, it's weird because I'm just thinking, I was like, with like public execution cases, I've never had to deal with a case where there was like a move to have them publicly executed. Most of the time, I feel like it's even more common now that people kill themselves before they get arrested.
Yeah.
Well, yes.
Get out
Well,
of it.
at some point, public executions would stop being a thing.
Yeah.
But it was very common back then.
Yeah, but it's still a thing for
Saudi Arabia.
victims' families and stuff. Oh,
Right.
Saudi Arabia, really?
North Korea.
Yeah. But
North Korea, they want you.
But for victims' families, yeah, they have the whole viewing booth.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have the diorama.
Yeah.
They have to. Diorama. Wow, that's good. I didn't even think of that.
Very nice.
Wow.
Diorama.
So in 1802, her sentence is commuted to life in prison. Not like it already wasn't.
Oh.
Yeah.
But in recognition of her work for, quote, the safety of the public. If she doesn't kill him, they might run.
Might steal your sheep.
And in 1807, she dies of natural causes. She's buried in an unmarked grave inside the jail walls. The jail would later be rebuilt and then later moved. And so I don't know if I think if you go to Roscommon now, there is actually like a, I don't know if it's a tour, but there's kind of like a marker being like there used to be a jail here.
Yeah.
Here's Betty's fucking terrifying 7 apartment where she's got a bunch of fucking pictures of the cross-eyed idiot.
Can you imagine going home with that lady? Oh my God.
Yeah. Damn.
Also,
Or a swarthy, stout little lady.
Yeah, also if you go home with that lady, it means you're going to get executed. So
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Damn. Shit.
But we don't have to stop there, John.
Okay.
No.
Laura. Because we can talk a little bit more about English and Irish executioners, I mean.
Oh, really?
A.K.A. the Jack Catchers.
The Jack Catchers?
Jack Catchers.
Jack Catchers.
Jack Catcher was a famous executioner in like the 1600s. And so it kind of became the term for the people who were doing it was Jack Catcher.
Nice.
And he had like songs sung after him. There was...
Jack Catcher, you catch him, Jack, you catch him. Jack Catcher, you catching him, Jack.
Slightly less modern songs, but yeah, same idea.
Some more like...
Killing guys for the law and Jesus Christ.
Jack, catch him, you catch him, Jack, you catch him. Catching him, catch him, and catch him, and catch him.
He loves to kill Jack.
Jack, oh, catch him.
So he was employed by Charles II, and this is the 1680s.
Chuck too.
Yeah.
Chuck Deuce.
And he had 2 famous executions. because he became well known. You have again in public. So if you're doing public executions, the public knows the name of the guy doing it.
Yeah, it's like a gladiator.
It's a thing.
That's a Jeffrey execution. You can tell.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He likes to hold it before he lets the blade go.
Yeah.
It's very.
This is a new guy. I don't really like him.
I don't like his style. I don't like his style.
Yeah.
I don't know this guy.
I don't.
I mean,
I don't know this guy.
you say that, but you're not entirely off.
No, yeah, they're
The thing.
Yeah, the papers are going like,
Mike's only on Friday.
yeah.
Mike only works on Fridays. I had to request
now he's a
that,
drinking
that from work.
The papers are like,
I think Jack has a hernia,
and it's really fucking up his swing.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
So there's two famous ones from Jack Ketcher, and there's one, the Lord Russell execution. This was the first famous one for Jack,
Lord Russell.
Bugger.
where they
Bugger.
weren't sure whether he did this on purpose or whether because like sadistically on purpose or out of just sheer incompetence. But he had to kill this man named Lord Russell, and Lord Russell. He basically did not. He was doing beheadings, and he just couldn't do it in one stroke.
Oh, no. Oh my God.
Fuck. And so for the writing from Ware Fiorello, great bastards of history. He writes, on that occasion, Ketch wielded the instrument of death either with such sadistically nuanced skill or with such lack of simple dexterity, nobody could tell which, that the victim suffered horrifically under blow after blow, each excruciating but not in itself lethal. Each among the bloodthirsty throngs that habitually attended English beheadings, the gory and agonizing display had created such an outrage that Ketch felt moved to write and publish a pamphlet called Apology, in which he excused his performance with the claim that Lord Russell had failed to, quote, dispose himself as was most suitable, and was therefore
Why won't you
distracted
die?
while taking aim on his neck.
Yeah, but also, doesn't everyone want to see Mr. Bean do an execution?
yeah.
Like, whoa!
Yeah.
Whoopsie daisy.
Yeah, flipping and fucking.
But he's just like, no, that was that guy fucked. He was like moving or something.
Yeah, it's like that guy's neck was like. Fuck.
So he had to write a letter to the public, and then
About my botched execution. My bad. Guy was a turd.
People giving each other looks in the crowd, like,
ooh,
He's fucking this up.
oh god, no, I don't think he's dead. Ooh.
people going, I could do this.
Yeah, if only they had like the play-by-play guys there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he's winding up again. I don't think that one did. What do you think he's doing wrong here, Ted?
Well, you need to square up the subject. You need to have him in your.
You look at his shoulders are way offline. You really got
Line. Just waiting a mess. Oh boy.
Well, he's not jacking off, Ted, and that's.
And then the other famous one is James Scott, the first Duke of Monmouth, and this is what is written from the diary of John Evelyn, who witnessed it. He wrote, "The Duke would not make use of a cap or other circumstance, but lying down, bid the fellow to do his office better than the late Lord Russell, and gave him gold." So he put his head in the stock, and he's going, "Hey, can you just fucking do this correctly?" And gives him a gold piece.
Oh my God. Brutal.
Fuck.
And it took
Don't fuck it up.
5 chops
Oh,
to
no.
cut his head off.
Yeah.
And the crowd got so angry that if Jack Ketch didn't have a guard to get him out of there, the crowd would have attacked him and torn him limb from limb.
Oh my God.
Yeah, doing more mad at him
Yeah.
than the guy being killed.
Yeah.
I think on the first try, he could still shake his head in disbelief.
He's got the
He
yips.
goes, I paid you. I paid you.
Yeah.
He's like,
Yeah.
I know.
He's just going, dude. But Jack Ketch had the yips. You know, he just
Jesus.
probably was in his head about it. He's like, fuck, no.
He had the yips?
What was he like, Shaquille O'Neal and want to fucking
Do you-
throw? You know what I'm
I mean,
saying?
no, it's basically
No,
it.
I'm
Do you remember when the second baseman Chuck Knobloch had played for the Yankees, and he just forgot how to? He didn't forget. He just couldn't throw a baseball anymore. The yips is a thing where you get so in your head about just a
Yeah.
basic thing that you're so good at,
And you're so afraid of it turning out like the last one.
that it turns out like the last one.
Like me with like killing men.
you're afraid it won't work, and it never does.
You know, I fucking know.
I poisoned myself.
Yeah.
Shit.
I do the murder-suicide, but wrong order.
We were supposed to swap glasses, but it's a lazy Susan.
Yeah. Eventually, the guy I'm trying to kill starts helping me.
You're joking.
Like, are you still in the bathroom? Just a minute.
Oh, just a minute.
So, I've got some more English executioners
Oh, nice. Oh, nice.
going down the line here.
I wonder. I feel like England would have done away with capital punishment. What, like 1900s, 1800s?
Well, they would
Good
eventually, in the
question.
1800s, they would do away with public
Okay.
executions.
Yeah.
Private business, I'm afraid.
Yes. I don't know if I don't think they do.
Well, yeah, because even up to the Second World
No.
War, you got to think there's got to be.
Yeah, because I mean,
Yeah.
I watched docs about like British serial killers and stuff in the 60s, and they didn't get executed. So I don't think they had that then. Anyway.
My guess would
Yes,
be.
I think you're
My guess would be Second World War, probably the end.
Yeah.
That's my guess.
Yeah, I think that's good.
And I mean, even then, most of what I'm thinking there is military. So maybe it was even earlier.
Yeah.
But or do you want to tell us about some of these chaps, or do you want to save it for?
Well, I have an idea, John.
Oh, I love ideas.
So why don't we end the episode here, and then for our patrons,
Bonus content.
all they have to do is listen past the theme.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That way we get these other freeloaders
yeah,
to fucking pay up to be like,
yeah. A little extra, just for the good folks.
yeah. Tell them that the executioners fuck the heads or something.
Yeah.
Good. They made sort of shepherd's pie out of the brain matter, and they covered it with a mashed potato type substance.
And they got paid for it.
Yeah, they got 500 shillings a month.
All right, so let's folks, we're gonna cut off the freeloaders there, but Laura, thank you for being with us. We're gonna stay on and wrap this up with Maddie B, if you're cool with that.
Oh, perfect.
And I'm gonna say goodnight. My name is John Fahey.
Matt Brousseau.
Laura Crawford, your guest. Thank you.
Goodbye, everybody. Love you.